Hello, hello. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to coverage of the APA World Pool Championships from here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. This event, of course, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association. I'm your host, Jason Bowman. I'm joined by the Black Widow, Jeanette Lee,
Hello,
the one and
hello.
only. Jeanette, thank you for being here. Folks, we got a special match going on this afternoon. We have the finals of the 9-Ball World Championships. We started with 476 teams. And we are down to the final two teams. The final two teams we have this afternoon, we have from Spring, Texas, the team of Big Time Misfits. And from Port Charlotte, Florida, we have the team of Bruce Monnier. I believe they have taken the name of their team captain, if that seems like a unique name. Looks like the players are about ready to lag, so we are going to go to the table.
It can't get any more exciting than this, Jason.
It looks like here at the table to start, we have Jillian Nickerson and Patricia Zilke. Jillian is the long, dark hair. Patricia, the shorter hair. So they're both in blue shirts, which makes
Right.
Jeanette and I's job a little more challenging, to be honest with you folks. But we will figure it out. So we have Jillian and Patricia. Patricia is a skill level 2. Jillian is a skill level 3. Looks like Jillian won the rack and will break.
So, for those of you that are just starting to join us, they're playing 9-ball. I know in a lot of countries they are more familiar with 8-ball, but in 9-ball, you shoot the balls in numerical order, the 1 all the way to the 9. As long as you make the 9-ball on a legal shot, you win the game. But ideally, the cue ball must contact the lowest ball on the table before hitting any other ball. And after contact, a ball has to be driven to a rail or in a pocket for it to be a legal shot.
Yeah, and let's take a quick look at some of the rules of APA 9-ball because it is a little different than what folks are used to at home. Of course, you have male and female teams with a maximum of 8 players on a roster. You will see 5 players compete in a particular match that goes the distance. The handicap limit of those 5 players is a maximum of 23. Players may be coached once per game, which sometimes comes in very critical. Of course, APA rules apply. Now, the big difference here for APA 9-ball versus maybe Pro 9-ball is we're going to go with a point system here. So there's 1 point per ball awarded for each ball pocketed, 2 points for the 9-ball. Players are going to race to an individual ball count. In this case, Jillian, who's a skill level 3, is going to be racing to 25. Patricia, skill level 2, is going to be racing to 19. And depending on how these ladies do and whoever wins, they're going to get team points that will go to the overall team match score. So it looks like we're ready at the table for the break. Again, this is Jillian Nickerson of Big Time Misfits. Kick us off here, the 9-ball World Championship.
Okay, she came up dry, did not manage to make a ball in the break, but I do know that Patricia has her work cut out for her. As you can see, the 1 ball doesn't go clearly into that corner pocket, blocked by the 7-ball. And even if she found a way to make it, there's such a cluster right by the rack there that it's going to be hard pressed for anyone to run the whole table.
Patricia content to hit her object ball and kind of get a little breakage down at the bottom of the table where there's a little bit of a mess, to be frank.
Right. The 1 ball is actually makeable, but you need to have a pretty fine hit. And again, this is a handicap score system. I
Right.
mean, so again, if you go from 1 all the way through 9, she is a skill level 2, was it?
Jillian here at the table is a skill
So
level 3.
she
She's going to
made
look to
it.
race to 25 points.
Oh, Jillian, I'm sorry.
Patricia is the skill level 2, and she'll need to
Yes.
get to 19 points before Jillian gets to 25. So
Amazing that she was able to make such a tough shot and get perfectly straight in on the 2 ball.
had a few minutes to catch up with both of these teams before the match. It looks like the Big Time Misfits, who again are from Spring, Texas, they're actually undefeated so far. So they have managed to go unscathed throughout the tournament. I'm sure they might have had some close calls, but overall have emerged victorious in each of their matches thus far. And if they can do it this afternoon, they're going to take home $15,000. More importantly, the championship trophy, Jeanette.
Yes. Now she was just trying to make that 3 ball, and if she made it, she would have had position on the 4 ball. But fortunately for her, didn't leave her opponent a shot on the 3 ball. So she's going to be looking to hit a cushion, one of the rails, come off the cushion and make sure that she hits this 3 ball right now.
Again,
3 ball being the table right by the side
Patricia
pockets.
Zilke at the table now for the team of Bruce Monnier from Port Charlotte, Florida. And I did verify that's the name, Monnier, because that's not an easy one.
Very
Trust
nice.
me. We'll butcher some names, but we won't butcher that one, Bruce.
She's got her work cut out for her. She's going to try to hit that rail and have that cue ball come back up and hit this 3 ball. That was a very tough shot to try to hit.
So she fouls there. Give ball in hand to Jillian.
Right now she's looking to take the 3 ball and ideally get position on the 4 ball. It's kind of a tough situation, so I'm not sure that I would be trying to run the whole table. I might just try to play safe and maybe knock the 3 ball into the 9 ball, like bank it and just stick the cue ball behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, one of the big differences with, again, APA 9-ball versus like a pro 9-ball that you're used to is, pro 9-ball, the person that sinks the 9-ball wins that game.
Right.
In this particular format, it's really about accumulating a number of points.
Right.
And getting close to the total number of points needed to win a match. So it's really about the ball in hand, I guess, at any given time. And not necessarily needing to focus on the full pattern all at once, if you will.
Yeah, my habits die hard because I know that, but I'm always like, where's the 9? Where's the 9?
Right. So Jillian will take a seat. Patricia will come back to the table, looking to get her first points of this first rack. Again, she needs a total of 19 to advance. And if you're just now tuning in, I know we get some people tuning in late. This is the APA World 9-Ball Championship. So we're here live in Las Vegas at the Westgate Resort and Casino. And Patricia is now on the board with her first point. Chalk up in between. Looks like she's got a shot here on the 5-ball in the corner.
And she probably wants to hit it with a little bit of speed so she has another shot on the 6-ball, the green ball down table. Uh-oh.
So she misses the 5, but interestingly, she nearly pocketed the 7. Once again, folks, if you're just tuning in, these are so Patricia, who was just at the table, skill level 2, Jillian, skill level 3. Not uncommon to see them miss shots from time to time. So again, big difference between amateur play and the pro side for those that maybe aren't as familiar with APA. So these are very much your normal everyday folks that are playing pool on a grand stage at this point. So Jillian will get the 5-ball there.
She's got a nice layout here. She's going to make that green 6. Next shot is the 7. Each one of these racking up points for the match.
She pockets the 6-ball in the corner. Looks like she's got a fairly easy shot on the 7 as well.
You know, I as a pro never got to experience what it meant to feel like you're on a team and to get that support, to give that support. It's an incredible experience. And through the APA, it gives you the opportunity to come out and really, I mean, to be in this place, to be able to play in Vegas.
Center stage at the moment. I mean, we've probably got 100, 150 people in the room. Of course, the live stream going. And $15,000 in a first-place trophy on the line. So just your normal day for a beginning to novice pool player. Of course, Jillian picks up the 8. Looks like she's got good position for the 9.
Incredible. Looks like she's going to run this rack.
She doesn't look overwhelmed, that's for certain at this point at least. She'll pocket the 9-ball for 2 points. Again, 1 point per ball, 2 points for the 9-ball. So very solid start for Jillian Nickerson and the team of the Big Time Misfits. So They play out of Big Time there in Spring, Texas, the name of their pool room. So,
They're high-fiving each other.
and they told me
It's
they're one
awesome.
big family. That's what they said. It looks like
Yeah.
there's actually a number of couples on the team. It looks like their team captain Dan Durryberry and Cindy Tillman are a couple. Randy and Jillian Nicholson are a couple. So, Amadeo Gonzalez and Perla Gonzalez. So they have 3 different married couples, which is not uncommon necessarily in APA, is because most of the teams are comprised of friends and family
Yep.
members, and
That's
a
right.
lot of these folks meet kind of in league.
Yeah.
Sometimes even get married as a result of league, which is a really cool thing.
It actually happens a lot
Yeah.
more than I ever would have thought.
I think at the pool party the other night, we actually had a couple get engaged, which was very cool. So, so back to the match action here. Did have Jillian breaking.
Yes. So, looks like she still has is it the 3 ball dropped in the yep. So the 3 ball is down. She's going to pocket this 1 ball. Cue ball's naturally going to come back towards the 9. One of the 2. She missed that ball.
Jillian currently leading by a score of 10-1 as Patricia returns to the table. Jillian now needing only 15 more points to secure the first match.
And she's in a tough position because she's going to try to hit this 1 ball, and even if she makes it, there's a chance she can scratch in that same pocket. Ooh.
Fails to contact the 1, so she'll give ball in hand to Jillian. And Patricia's had a little bit of a tough time each time she's been to the table. There hasn't been a great shot there for her for the most part. So.
And it makes a difference in your overall mood of the whole match if you feel like every time you get up to the table, you're in a tough position. You can't quite get really comfortable. If you're not comfortable, you're not confident. And confidence is so important in this kind of situation.
Jillian pockets the 1 in the corner and drives the 2 ball.
I think a little harder than, a little harder than she wanted to. The 2 ball does not squeeze past that 5 ball, but she has a reasonable combination shot. She could choose to shoot this 2 into the 5. The 5 is not far off the rail. It's what I would consider a big ball. Again, leaving Patricia a very tough situation.
Has not been an easy road thus far for her.
No, because she doesn't really have an easy makeable shot on this 2 ball. Right now, she'll be happy to just make it a good hit. And yet leaving Jillian an almost straight-in ball.
Yeah, so
right, 2 up in the corner.
Looks like I didn't see for sure, but it looks like it was at least a clean hit on the 2.
Yes. Yes.
So she avoids giving Jillian ball in hand, but it does look like she has a decent shot at the far corner.
Right. Now, after this 2 ball, the next ball, lowest ball on the table would be the 4 ball.
She does pocket the 2. She'll now move her attention to the 4 ball.
And as long as that cue ball hits that 4, any ball that goes in is a point for her. I like to use the poke and hope situation.
There's a lot of that in my game. A whole lot of that. Jillian looks good though. So far she looks
comfortable,
calm and composed. And as I say that, she scratches. So sorry about that, Jillian. I think I jinxed you. So she'll scratch there. Finally, maybe a little opportunity for Patricia to pocket a few balls. But again, the 4 ball. Not in an overly convenient spot for her, even with ball in hand.
I'm so impressed by some of these players. I can tell the difference between, one skill level over another by their shot selection, things like that. But something we have to notice is their composure at the table. And sometimes that's the difference, keeping a level head, whether unforced misses or having great shots. It's not being too hard on yourself, but yet not celebrating too early.
So Patricia fails to take advantage of the ball in hand situation. Again, a big part of that, the position of the 4 ball next to the 8 ball. And Jillian will.
Yeah, and she's not really warmed up yet, right? But
She's had a
Jillian, every
tough
time
time,
she
yeah.
gets up, seems like the balls are sitting there for her. Not taking anything away from her game. She's playing great, but it does seem like the balls are rolling a little lopsided.
She softly drops the 4 ball in the side pocket.
The balls are all kind of
As I
laid
said,
out in a nice place, right? 5 ball, the green 6 ball next.
She handles the 5 ball very well. Leaves herself nicely for the 6.
Looks like there's a tiny bit of angle on that. Not too much. She wants to hit with a nice medium speed. Oops. She aimed high at the ball, and she wanted to hit higher than she did, but she was stretched out and probably actually struck the cue ball a little lower than she meant to. And now is left with a difficult situation. It's too fine a cut to cut in the side pocket, but if she cuts it up table, I know she's thinking about the possibility of a scratch. She might choose to just bank this ball. Watch out!
Does go for the bank, but scratches in the corner instead.
Okay, this is a nice
Finally,
opportunity
a
for
nice
Patricia.
opportunity
Yeah.
for Patricia. Yeah, finally some chance to gain a little ground here because Jillian has definitely opened up a nice lead at 15-1. Jillian now only needing 10 points while Patricia's still needing 18. So she runs out here, she's essentially tied. So
Oh boy.
she'll want to be careful on the 7 ball.
Yeah, and this, it's hard for me to tell what they're gonna do next,
Right.
but it makes it that much more exciting from my vantage point. Oh my goodness gracious!
Wow.
Are
So
you
can
kidding
hear,
me?
You can hear the crowd is trying to get Patricia pumped up a little bit after that shot. Very nice.
Did you guys hear my jaw drop? Pretty sure that's what that was.
And she leaves herself somewhat nice. I can't tell how
No,
deep that
that's
9
a
is
pretty
against the
fine
rail,
cut.
but yeah.
And a decent chance at a scratch if she doesn't. There, she's aiming a little lower on the cue ball. Oh my
She can't
gosh.
quite get the 9
Wait,
to
wait,
go.
wait. Wait for it. Oh.
Nearly gets the 9 to fall in the corner pocket.
And she needed that.
Again, Jillian Nickerson returns to the table for the team of the Big Time Misfits out of Spring, Texas. Jillian manages to pocket the 9 ball and 2 more points, which puts her at 17. Again, she needs a total of 25 to secure the match, so she now needs only 8 points. Patricia at 3 points, still needing 16. You're taking a look at the prize payout for this final match. Of course, $15,000 goes to first place. Not a bad payday, though, Jeanette, for second place either. They're going to take home $7,000. So either way, obviously everybody wants to walk away a champion, but both these teams are going home with plenty of cash in their pocket one way or another. So
That's right. And they're going to have a great time doing it. When you guys ever get the opportunity to come out here to the Westgate, to this event, there are tournaments in every room. There's pool parties. There's music. I mean, just great times.
we like to call it one part pool tournament, one part experience of a lifetime.
That's
so
right.
it's the tournament is definitely a major component of the overall experience, but so much that goes on throughout this event. We'll talk a lot about that today as we go, from the fan favorites like Jeanette and Dr. Q and some of the others to the big pool parties that we host. Of course, real interesting point tonight, the Riviera will be imploded tonight at 2 a.m. I guess technically tomorrow morning, but 2 a.m. So for those that are here, you can watch that at the Westgate pool deck.
I wonder if they're going to show that anywhere on maybe the local news
Oh,
or
I'm
something
sure.
like that.
I'm sure, and I think we're going to try to stream it live as well. So there'll be plenty of media coverage of it. But I'm trying to determine if I can either go to bed and wake up at 2, or if I just stay awake
You're in
until after.
Vegas.
I
You
know,
need
I
to
know.
stay awake. Are you
I
kidding me?
know.
There's 20 hours a day. We've got mini tournaments going on, things like
Right.
that. So many opportunities.
So don't miss that tonight, folks, if you are here in Vegas. I know the Westgate's opening up the pool deck for anybody that wants to view that implosion. It's one of those things that you don't see often, so you should check it out if you can manage to stay up a little later.
Yeah, I'll just be getting done with doing my show
There
at
you
my
go.
booth, taking challenges and playing everyone, taking pictures. So when I'm done there, I'm
You
going
gonna
to
check
scoot
it
on
out?
over.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
check
going
it
to check
out?
it out.
Have you ever
Gotta
seen
do
an
it.
implosion before? You spent a lot of time in Vegas. You seen one before?
Not live.
Yeah, I've
Not
never seen
live.
one either.
I've just seen video on TV, but now, thanks to APA, I get to view
Right.
it live.
Well, we spent so many years at the Riviera. For a lot
Yeah.
of us, it was a home away from home. So,
Really was.
kind of interesting that the last night it was open was for our tournament last May,
Yeah.
May 2015, and then of course tonight, the last tower falls on the Riviera. So, in the meantime, we have the big time Misfits and the team of Bruce Monnier battling it out in the 9-ball World Championship Finals. We have Jillian Nickerson, who really has opened up a pretty commanding lead at this
That's
point.
right.
She's getting some coaching there on the floor, using the bridge to try to set up on the 2-ball here.
Interesting that she's holding the bridge
Now you can
kind
see
of
in this,
underhanded,
yeah,
right?
and you can see in this shot here, this is again a timeout that's been taken. So she has someone coaching her, kind of showing her where she should hit the ball. Now he will take a seat and she'll attempt the shot. Not sure that was exactly what she wanted, but once again, Patricia's going to come to the table with not
Garbage.
the easiest, not the easiest road.
It really is, because you would think that there'd be some kind of combination there, but there doesn't really seem to have any kind of a bank or cut or reasonable thing to shoot at. She might have to slam this a million miles an hour. Kind of like that.
Which she
Something.
does,
Oh!
and narrowly misses the 6-ball in the side. Gotta
All
be
right.
frustrating. Gotta be frustrating for her. On the bright side, she looks
Right.
like I'm not sure if Jillian can see that.
She can hit a
4-ball or not.
sliver of it, and if she actually hits it nice and easy, the cue ball can carry him off and cut that 6-ball, and she's going to choose to go behind the 9 and kick it.
So just making sure she gets a clean hit on the 4-ball,
Yep.
so as not to give ball in hand to Patricia, who now returns to the table, chalks her cue, and will set her sights on the 4-ball, aka the purple ball.
Interestingly, and this is what I love at every level. I mean, she's obviously not a pro, but she's showing such great composure. I mean, normally I would think that she would get really frustrated, and you wouldn't see it. I don't
Right.
see it.
Well, she does get the
Hey.
6 to fall there, so a little bit of luck there for Jillian, or I'm sorry, for Patricia, and she's going to take it at this point.
But
Because
she didn't even look happy about it. Did you
Right.
notice her face? You would have thought she'd be happy about it.
Well, and it's important, though, the ball count, even if she's not able to come back and win this match, the ball count that she does achieve will go a long way in determining how many points these two teams split in terms of the team match. So
Right.
depending on the final score of this match, again, that'll determine how many team points, and you can kind of see the chart here, of where those points will lie. So important to pocket as many balls as you possibly can at any given time, regardless of if you feel like you're out of the match or not. And Jillian knows the same thing. She doesn't want Patricia getting back in this match because, again,
Right.
the bigger the victory, the more points for your team overall. So Jillian pockets the 4 in the corner. Now needing only 4 points for a victory. Quite possible she could do it right here in this rack.
Wow,
Sinks
great
the
shot.
5-ball. Now needing only 3 points.
Couple choices here. She can try to cut the 7-ball, and it is a makeable shot in the side pocket, or she can choose to make this combination. Right now, there's not really a great benefit to her to play safety at this point, right? Makes for an exciting match. Ooh. Jillian's got to be careful. The more Patricia gets these
Right.
opportunities, the
Changes
more
that
warmed up.
point split.
Yeah.
Changes that point split. Patricia trying to pocket the 7 here.
Nice shot. I do notice fundamentally Patricia elevates the back of her cue, and the only time you really want to elevate the back of your cue is on a jump shot or a massé shot. Do you see how high she's raising up the
Yes.
back of that cue? We always try to keep as level a cue as possible. And the harder you hit it, the worse that you're going to pay for that elevation.
So again, Jillian will return to the table. 3 points still on the table. Jillian needs only 3 points to secure this first match. So if she can pocket the 8 ball and pocket the 9 ball, that'll do it for this first match. So we'll see here. Keep in mind she has already used her timeout, so she's on her own. She does not manage to sink the 8 ball in the corner.
Oh, and she leaves. Oh yeah, Patricia's.
Poor Patricia, yeah. It's not getting any better, is it?
It's not a funny situation. This is very, very serious, and this is an incredible position to be in. But I'm sure that it's got to be a little frustrating for the team.
Now you see the team captain for Bruce Monnier, who is in fact Bruce Monnier, going to come out and give Patricia a little pep talk, if nothing else. You can kind of see the frustration on her face, but you know, he's probably telling her, hey, look, you know, if you can tie her up for a couple more shots and pick up another point or two, you know, we improve that point split a little bit. So
it's interesting what he could possibly be saying to her right now. She would not. It's too fine a cut to try to cut the ball in. She wouldn't be trying to bank it back in the same corner where the cue ball and the 9 ball are. But if she hits it about a half ball, maybe it's hard for me to see from this vantage point, kind of firm, the 8 ball could go 2 rails, and again, could even go 4 rails. He's showing where to hit the ball, to the left of the 8, aim towards where the tip of that cue ball is, and it can go 2 rails back towards the corner that...
Bruce with a nice high five for Patricia as he walks away and says, get it done.
He's saying, let it ride. That's
Yeah.
what I think he's saying. Let it ride. Ooh,
Well,
no.
I'm guessing that is not what they were hoping for,
No,
but she
yeah.
definitely let it ride there.
She hit it a little bit thinner than I think that he was hoping she'd strike that.
So and
It was a
again,
tough position.
Jillian will have a shot on the 8 ball here in the corner pocket, which she handles nicely and leaves herself with a shot. The opposite corner on the 9 ball. Again, this would secure the match if she can make this 9 ball here, and would give Big Time Misfits an early lead. Jillian pockets the 9 ball. She will take the first match for Big Time Misfits. We'll take a look at the point split based on the score of their match. We'll figure out who these two teams are putting up next.
Did you see that, Bruce, the captain? He just went over and congratulated Jillian for the match and
Nice
said, well
show of
done.
sportsmanship, and she did play a good match.
She
That's the
did,
other
she
thing,
did.
so
But I thought
some
that showed
great
a lot of class
sportsmanship.
that he went over and
For
smiled
sure.
and shook her hand.
Seen a lot of great sportsmanship at this year's event.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, teams when they lose, gracious. You know, knowing that hey,
Mm-hmm.
I was still a champion coming out here, number one. You know, I won
Yeah.
my local league. I won a tournament to get here. You know, most of the teams here actually do walk away with some money, depending on where they
Oh,
finish.
yeah.
Not just the top team. So, and overall, you know, they're just savoring the experience. So, always nice though to see the sportsmanship, the good sportsmanship.
And I also want to mention, outside of the pool parties and all the little mini tournaments that they can play in, vendors from everywhere are here. You can get pool apparel
Yeah.
and cues and cases and tip tappers and photos and frames and
It would be hard to figure out what in the billiard industry you could not get here this week with so many vendors. I think there's
right.
40 some odd vendors and selling any billiard product imaginable. So
You would have to work very hard to walk away with nothing in your hand because
right.
there's so much great stuff.
Well, don't they got some Black Widow gear? Can't you get some Black Widow
oh,
stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
You got some stuff. Jeanette's, not only is she here playing challenge matches and signing probably hundreds, if not thousands, of autographs.
Signing autographs
taking photos,
and breaking balls.
Right. But also some Black Widow stuff. So
Yeah.
stop by and see Jeanette, maybe play her in a match, and take home a nice collectible from the event.
What about Venom? The YouTube sensation Venom, Florian Kohler is here doing his show. We've got Dr. Q, one of my favorite people in the world, incredible trick shot artist, and I think one of the greatest entertainers Pool has had, as well as our new instructor doing his show, Lee Brett.
One of my producers off screen is telling me who is coming up next for each team. Looks like for the team of Bruce Monnier, it'll be Lisa Lombardo.
They just shook hands and preparing to lag.
Lisa and Randy Nickerson, who, interestingly enough, is Jillian's husband, who just played in that last match. So, Big Time Misfits sends Randy Nickerson, skill level 5, to the table to oppose Lisa Lombardo, also skill level 5. So we'll have a 5-5 race. Both players racing to 38 points. Looks like the players are about ready to lag. Having a nice conversation before the match. And we'll let them lag, and we'll look at where we ended up with the point split for that first match. Big Time Misfits with the early lead. And it looks like Lisa Lombardo takes the lag for the team of Bruce Monnier from Port Charlotte, Florida. Not too far from you. You know, Port Charlotte's about, 2 hours south of Tampa? About 2 hours? 2.5 hours south, yeah.
It's terrible that you know Florida.
Florida
I just
geography.
moved to
It's the second largest bay in Florida. I know that. So you've got Tampa Bay where you're at.
Yep.
A little further south, they got Port Charlotte and a nice sized bay down there. So.
And I just bought the franchise, Tampa Bay APA.
Yeah.
Last
I
year.
think a lot of people probably don't know. They know, they see you on ESPN and they see you playing pool, but it's also kind of cool to know that you actually run an APA league as a league operator now. So.
Well, it started off because APA has been always so supportive of the Pro Tour as well as so many other events in our billiard industry, and so I got to know more about the people, the players, the office, and all the people and what they work hard for, and I became a fan, and so much so that now I look at what a great opportunity is for our franchise league operators that we've got. So I had to get in on that deal.
Yeah.
A lot of work, but very rewarding.
Yeah. So again, Lisa Lombardo at the table. She does not pocket a ball in the break. Let's take a look at the score for after that first match. Of course, you're seeing the streaming schedule here. So in that first match, again, Jillian, with such a strong performance, they split the match points 19-1. So pretty sizable early advantage for the Big Time Misfits.
Yes.
And Bruce Monnier's team is going to need Lisa Lombardo to step up quite significantly here to get back in this match. You're seeing Randy Nickerson at the table here, husband of Jillian, who played in the first match.
Great shot.
He gets on the board first. Again, both these players racing to a total of 38 points. Both players skill level 5, so should be a fairly even match.
Randy's a pretty solid player. You could see.
It's my understanding too that this team you're watching from Texas, the Big Time Misfits team, is actually undefeated thus far in the entire event.
Wow.
So whereas last night in the ladies 8-ball championship we saw two teams that had to fight their way back through the one-loss bracket. This team has yet to suffer a loss in the tournament. So they'll look to go undefeated here, and they're out to a nice start. So
when you know that you're struggling a little bit in your match points, for where you've got to come back and do things, it's so important to just think about what an opportunity this is to rise to the occasion.
Sure.
And then if you're ahead, you've got to think about stay steady, keep doing the work. Don't get ahead of yourself. Stay steady.
I find it interesting too. We didn't see it so much yesterday in the finals, and I haven't seen it yet, but you would expect that, again, these are amateur players. These are not
Right.
people that are used to competing on a huge stage with a couple hundred people watching them and thousands of dollars on the line. But they've all seemed fairly calm so far.
I
Like, to me,
know.
I almost feel more nervous maybe for them than they are for themselves. So,
It's always been
um,
tougher for me to watch someone because I'm so helpless.
yeah,
Whereas when you're in it, your chest is pounding, your heart's beating, and you're so thinking about what you need to do,
yeah.
you don't really have time to think about anything else.
Nice try there for Randy. Now, how do you handle that as a player? I mean, your heart's beating and you're trying not to go too quickly and you're trying to remain focused. I mean, you just have to kind of embrace it. I mean, I guess you can't really control necessarily the heart rate, but
Yeah, well, what I would say is the heart rate part of that is just making sure you breathe.
yeah.
But in terms of what you focus on, it's a lot easier to focus on the positive of what you want to do versus focusing on not being nervous, instead of
Right.
fighting the nervousness, accept it and say, "Hey, yes, my adrenaline is going. This is what I worked so hard for. This is what all the brutal losses, everything that I've
Hmm.
all the work that I've put in is for this moment, and I want to take advantage of it. I want to enjoy this." And that means to just go for it.
It's a little bit of a frustrating start for Lisa Lombardo there. She manages to pocket the 5 ball, but she brings the cue ball down to the opposite corner and scratches. So
Mhm.
that will be a dead ball. Will not factor into the first 10 points in the first rack. Of course, each rack in 9 ball here worth a total of 10 points. 1 point per ball, 1 through 8. 2 points for the 9 ball, and that'll be one dead ball. So only 9 points available in this second match, first rack.
He did take a timeout. I think it was Dan that probably came over to him. Do you know? Came over and talked to Randy about where he
Not
wanted to put
Dan.
his cue
That
ball.
has to be.
Billy.
I believe that's Billy. Yeah. And Billy, assuming that was Billy, is actually the general manager at Big Time Billiards, the place that this Big Time Misfits team plays out of. So, yeah, and you can see he's the most accomplished player on the roster. He's a
Yes,
skill
yes.
level 9. So, not uncommon. So, he's not necessarily the captain, and we saw that yesterday in the ladies' finals. Wasn't necessarily the captain bringing out or coming in for the timeouts as opposed to the highest rated player on the team. So,
And it's something to think about. I mean, it was Randy had ball in hand. So to use that opportunity to take a timeout, I
right.
think showed a lot because you don't really need the timeout for the tough shots. For the tough shots, you just got to make the ball. But the decisions you make and the strategy on how you want to get position for the for all of the rack was critical right then with ball in hand.
Opens the door a little bit here for Lisa. She takes advantage with her
Oh,
first point of the match on the 8 ball and has a nice shot here at pocketing the 9 ball in the corner, which would cut Randy's lead in half. She does get that 9 ball, so
she shot that with authority. She looks ready to kill.
we'll split the first rack. 3 points for Lisa, 6 points for Randy again. Only 9 points available there because of the 5, which was a dead ball. Of course, this is the second of 5 finals that we're bringing you here live from Las Vegas. Last night we had the ladies 8-ball championship. Today you're watching the 9-ball world championships. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time, you got a chance to watch the Jack and Jill doubles championship. Of course, that's a guy-girl team.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be 6 p.m. Pacific time. Friday, we have the Masters championships, which are probably the highest rated players. There's no handicapping there. That's a 1 p.m. event. And of course, Saturday is the granddaddy of them all, the 8-ball world championship finals. That's at 3 p.m. on Saturday. So still a lot of action to take place. In fact, I think right down the hall, here in a few minutes, they'll be doing the opening ceremonies for the 8-ball event, which has
Yes,
700
yes.
and something teams. So we're about halfway through this marathon of the World Championships, and yet now we're just kicking off the biggest of all the events today. So
You guys can just keep on tuning in to
absolutely,
poolplayers.com/live.
yeah. Poolplayers.com/live is where you can find all the action. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/poolplayers.
Oh my gosh. Well, this might be quickly over.
This is Lisa Lombardo, again for the team of Bruce Monnier of Port Charlotte, Florida. Lisa is a nail salon owner, she told me before
Oh,
the match. So I was trying to get a look at her nails to see what they look like. Of course, she's been out here now for several days, so I'm guessing whatever they might have looked like early on, they've, between
well,
stress and
I'm sure she
everything
could keep
else.
touching
Yeah.
it up if she
Yeah.
wants to.
Yeah. Lisa Lombardo, nail salon owner. In fact, I was talking to the team overall, all kinds of different walks of life on this team from Port Charlotte. Their captain is a flight instructor. Lisa, of course, owns the nail salon. Another guy that does pool cages. There's a bus driver, a carpenter. It's really crazy. One of the really cool things about APA is just all the walks of life that you find in these
Right.
people. You know, um, and the one commonality, of course, is pool. So
One thing APA is definitely known for is meet people, play pool, have
have
fun.
fun, meet people, play pool. Six
Yeah,
words that can't say it any better, right? And make it to Vegas sometimes, right?
that's right.
Have fun, meet people, play pool, and sometimes make it to the world's largest pool tournament to play for $1 million.
And there's just so many things going on that if you win or lose your match, you know you're walking home a winner.
Yeah. It's
You know?
interesting too because as I walk the halls, I get a chance to talk to a lot of different players, and there's definitely different personalities to like some of these teams. Some of these
Right.
teams are like, "Yeah, we're gonna play our match, but we're gonna focus more on the Vegas like partying." We'll
Right,
show
right,
up, and then
right.
there's some of these teams where it's like, "We've got to practice till 9, then we have our match, then we're gonna
Right.
eat dinner together, then we're gonna go," you know. And so there's a very distinct difference between some of the teams here. Some are just happy to be here and ready to experience Vegas, and some are very, very focused on strictly the tournament action, and some in between, obviously.
That was kind of a fortunate result for Randy there. He actually tried to bank and make that 9 ball, but not only did it not go, but it didn't give her an opportunity to make the 1 ball anywhere.
Looks like they're gonna call in a referee to watch the hit. Yeah, opening ceremony's down the hall, 4 o'clock, so they'll be kicking off in just about 15 minutes. Lisa manages a very
Oh,
nice
that was
clean hit on the one.
yeah,
Bounces it off the rail, and doesn't look
but
like it's completely frozen there, but
that was like a pro level shot what she just did, because if she hit it any fuller, that 1 ball would have came back out and given her a nice shot in the side or in the corner. Instead, she feathered the ball so thin that it still left it locked up. It doesn't look like he can make the 1-7 combination in the corner. It's possible if you went rail first behind the 1 that the 7 might throw into the corner. The 1 might even go off the 7 into this side back here. Let's see if he sees that. No. Yeah, he hit ball first. He needed to dig in behind that in order for that to have any chance.
so he'll take a seat momentarily. Lisa will return to the table. You see her as she chalks up. Not uncommon to see these players chalk between pretty much every shot. What you recommend, every shot?
Oh
Throw
yeah,
some
every
chalk on that
shot,
tip?
no
Yeah.
question. And a lot of times people just kind of go right in
Yeah.
the middle
It's
of the
almost like a
tip,
habit thing, right?
and you
Yeah.
really need to hit around every edge of that tip, because of when you hit low ball or high ball, you want to make sure that that chalk gets all over it. You know what? With the 3-5 tied up and all that traffic going around, I might just go all out and hit this one and draw the cue ball into the 9, which seems kind of crazy, but this would be a. It was tough to make the 1 to begin with,
Right.
and even if she made it, doesn't mean she'd have any shot in the 2. So, if that's the case,
Yeah, it's a little slow early for, I mean, for 2 5s, you would expect, a little
more
bit quicker
running out.
pace. Yeah,
Oh
and
yeah.
they're moving a little slow to start. I don't know if that's just position of the balls or nerves or what.
I think it's the position of the balls.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't broken up real well. It's not that they're not hitting them, but they're just not spreading well. There's lots of clusters. Yeah, Jillian did some running out that last set.
She was on fire.
Yeah, she was. But she got the opportunities to get comfortable. That's another thing.
Randy's trying to follow the lead of his wife, Jillian, who took the first rack. Again, Randy is part of the big-time Misfits out of Spring, Texas. And of course, folks, if you're just now tuning in, you are watching live coverage of the APA World 9-Ball Championships here at poolplayers.com/live. You can watch all of our final matches throughout the week here at poolplayers.com live. These two teams competing for $15,000 in first place prize money.
He needs to hit this red 3-ball, and he's going rail first because if you hit the 3-ball, wow.
I'm not even sure he had a clean hit there, but he
No,
scratched either way.
it wasn't. He didn't even touch it, and that was surprising that it was able to get underneath from the end rail and get underneath that 3-ball without hitting the 5.
So this will be interesting.
I mean,
He's going to give ball in hand to Lisa here, and now, you know, we have some openings in the table, so she's going to have a chance here to pocket a few balls, I think.
Look how far she put the cue ball from the 3-ball.
So she gets the 3 in the corner. And she'll head to the opposite side of the table and try to do the same, I believe, with the 4-ball.
I would have put the cue ball a lot closer to that, but she just still looks like she is determined.
She gets the 4-ball to go.
That was a great stroke right there.
Brings herself back around for a shot on the 5-ball. So again, she's trying to make the most of this opportunity.
It almost looks like she's straight in.
Has no problem hammering home the 5.
Yeah, and she also she had a little bit of right English on that,
So she
which
leaves
was
herself
daring to
shoot.
do.
Yeah, now she's has left herself a shot on the 6.
Just focusing one at a time. Makes
the 6 in the corner. Draws it back, I'm guessing much further than she had hoped, but not right on the rail, so.
And she doesn't need to hit this hard. She can just stop the ball a little bit. Shoot the 8-ball in the opposite corner pocket. Man,
nice
she's
shot
just,
there.
But see, her hitting that ball
Lisa.
that hard, that's adrenaline right there, because there was no reason for her to pound it that hard, you know. But
why is that? Because I do that quite a bit sometimes too when I shoot. I mean, what is that about amateur players that there's that tendency to really want to hammer the ball sometimes, and is that just?
You know, I'll tell you, it happens to the pros also. I mean, it's
Is
adrenaline.
it overconfidence in a shot too? Maybe a little bit. Like,
no.
you feel like it's there, you want to take care of it.
I mean, if it was
Of course, she
sitting
slows
right
down
in front
there
of
on
the hole,
9-ball,
but normally you have less feel for the speed of a shot because your adrenaline's going so hard and you end up funking a ball, which
Yeah.
I know that's not really a word, but
So nice run there for for Lisa Lombardo of Bruce Monnier, the team of Bruce Monnier out of Port Charlotte. She has now taken the lead over Randy Nickerson.
I'm becoming a fan of these teams.
As we see, I think we might have a guest here in a moment, Jeanette. It's like Florian Kohler is
Oh, what a special treat.
has come into the room. We'll squeeze down and see if he'll hop
Yeah.
on here for a few minutes with us and
Get this out of your way.
talk about what he's got going on here in the World Pool Championships. Of course, Florian here lives in Las Vegas here, so again, Randy Nickerson at the table.
All right. Well, hello, Florian.
Hello,
also
Mr.
known
Kohler.
Venom.
Boy, we got a celebrity now with us, Jeanette.
And he really is a celebrity. He's one of the greatest trick shot artists out there. You can find him on YouTube. I'm sure he's got videos and everything like
This
that.
guy.
But also a very sweet guy also.
Try my best.
I have
So Florian, what's up, buddy? You just do a show next door, right? I heard people screaming and cheering, so that had to be you.
Yeah, that worked pretty good.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
How's the wrist treating you there?
Not so good.
I don't know if people noticed,
Oh.
but Florian's
Yeah.
got the wrist brace on here. He's got some. I guess it's from all the hammering down on the table that you
Yeah,
do. That.
dislocated 3 bones basically.
Oh
Are you
no.
serious?
Yeah, upstairs. Yeah.
That's
Oh
got to
my
make it tough to
God.
do some of the shows.
I
So.
gotta go see the doctor right after that.
Oh no. Well, we appreciate you coming out.
Oh,
Of course, you were
man.
here for the pool party Saturday night, and I know the fans love having a chance to meet you. How's it been for you? I mean, you've been to a few of these events before. You live here in Las Vegas. What's the tournament experience like from your perspective?
I think it's great. I mean, you can't really find much better than APA, especially for us. I mean, Jeanette and I, I'm sure,
Yeah.
crowd-wise, you can't beat it. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
better than anywhere else. So,
For sure.
Yeah,
They
it's
all
just-
appreciate
yeah.
it.
well, like just today, at like 1 p.m., there's like 150, 200 people who haven't watched. It's crazy. I mean,
Nice.
you can't find it anywhere else. So,
Yeah.
Well,
It
I'll
is
be
the
honest.
biggest
We
event in the
brought you on the
world.
stream hoping that like we'd go from like 1,000 views to 20 million because you're such the internet
Oh,
I don't think
sensation,
so.
right? Like instantly, right? We should have a bunch of views.
Huge following.
that does not work that way.
Yeah.
But also, if you check him out, I mean, not only is he a sweet guy, but he's super, super talented. But he also has these hot women just laying all over the pool table. You've got to check it out. I'm sure that you can find it by going to our APA Facebook page because we always are plugging his videos and
Yeah.
the different things that he does. But I can't quite get away with that. I don't know if I can have like a lot of guys in these
Yeah, that wouldn't work
speedos
for
kind
you.
of laying all over the table. No, it's a different effect.
So what goes
wanna
into
put
your
the speed on?
what goes in? So a lot of people. I
put
mean,
him in the team.
Yeah.
oh, you want to put me in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
speed?
yeah.
I don't. I
Come
don't know. I don't
on.
know that anybody wants to see that.
He's about to
Um,
be a daddy for the second time.
Yeah,
that.
another one on the way.
Yeah.
Another one on the way. Everybody sees you in the videos, right? They see what you're doing on the table, but just talk a little bit about how those videos come together. I mean, where do you get the ideas for the shots and like the backgrounds that you're using and all these different things? Where do these ideas come from?
I mean, the idea is I have thousands of them, I have a million of them. It's really not the big problem is trying to make them happen right now. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't know if you've seen the last video with the bowling guy. I mean, he was in process for like a year, and then we try to get the concept down and try to find the
Oh.
right person to collaborate with, and then you got to find the right team to actually film that, and make sure it's actually as good as you want, and not just simple thing there.
Right.
And so that was big. That was interesting. But the craziest one we did lately was the desert one. I mean, it was ridiculous. Went
Was
there
it?
like 4 in the morning, unload the table, set it up, and it's like 110 outside. It's just crazy, crazy hot. The wind in your face, sand in your face, and try to shoot a ball, and you're like, people can't see that, on the internet, but
Right.
real
right.
life isn't crazy.
And
It's
where
a
can folks
beast.
where do folks go to watch your videos?
Well, they can
I mean,
go
I'm
on
sure they've probably seen them like on Facebook. They may not have necessarily known they were yours, but if they want to see them all in one place, they go to your YouTube channel.
probably YouTube. They'll be best. Yeah, YouTube Venom Trick Shots.
Okay.
That's basically it. Or just Google Venom Trick Shots. First
Okay.
thing to pop up, really.
Yeah, and if you've
mean,
not
Yeah.
seen them, I mean, they are absolutely amazing.
Pretty hard to miss if you're a pool player. No, if you're not a
Yeah.
pool player, that's what we're interested into reaching. So
But you really don't need to be a pool player to enjoy what you do, Venom. I mean,
absolutely.
you're
Yeah,
just
lucky there.
a fantastic entertainer, and I love watching your things. But I'll tell you, for me personally, the production cost of putting on those things, as opposed to trying to monetize that, so that you continue to have budgets to do more videos, more videos.
Yeah, that's the
just
biggest
didn't
problem right now.
Yeah,
really.
it just didn't make sense for me because why buy videos and DVDs if you can get them for free?
Well,
right?
nobody buy videos anymore.
Right,
even,
exactly.
Even after the show, I sell a few DVDs sometimes here and there,
Right.
but it's more like a souvenir than anything else,
Right.
But really, I mean, do you buy DVDs? I don't think so.
Right.
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 Not to say
I'd
that,
buy
but
yours. I would buy yours, especially
Yeah.
if they were instructional.
I mean, sometimes I don't even buy my own self, but so you got to find a balance. It's a pretty tough balance in between, trying to find the right cost and knowing that you're not going to recoup your money there, but you might, make a show here and get a corporate show here and there, and or a sponsorship
that's
there.
where it
and
is.
That's where it is. So it's
Mhm.
basically a gamble, but
Well, with you,
So-
it's not a gamble. It's not a gamble for you. You're fantastic.
So again, this is Randy Nickerson here at the table,
shot.
quietly going about his business and having a very nice rack there.
it's a crazy cut for her.
He regains the lead for his team, the Big Time Misfits. So Florian, I kind of know the story, but I think there are probably a lot of people out there that don't, of kind of how it came to be that you became like this internet sensation.
I mean, what a lot of people don't realize is it's a million hours of work, really. I mean, there's no such thing as everybody comes to me, oh, you're so talented. It's not talent. Talent is way overrated. The rest is all practice, really.
It's
But
skill.
I mean,
It's skill. You've worked it and earned it
Yeah.
and developed the skill.
But you know, the way I did it was so I didn't know how to play pool. Was, you know, I had this table basically the same size as that, just smaller pockets. You know,
7-foot table.
weird little
Mhm.
thing. You know, old table, pretty cheap. Think about that, like $400 back then.
Right.
And so I don't know how to play, so I go on the internet and you know look on the videos and I see Mike videos, and, you know,
Mike
I
Massey.
see Jeanette stuff, I
Great.
see Tom stuff, you
Dr.
know,
Q, yeah.
and then I start to look, you know, at this thing, and I figured I'm gonna learn how to play doing that stuff. And after a couple years, you know, I knew all the trick shot the guys were doing for like the last, I don't know, 50 years, and I figured, you know, I'll try to do my own thing, and from there on, I just started to create more videos and more new shots, and basically just started to go, you know, from there. And after a while, I just got lucky, you know, put the right people behind me, put like a professional video guy behind it, and at the first moment, you know, we tried just do a video, a DVD, and that thing really didn't sell so good. But we had, I think, 100 million people saw it in China for free. So it was very upsetting,
Right.
but you know,
But it kind of launched a career
it
for you,
did.
right? I mean,
So
it's
it did.
interesting that you see like some of your bigger videos, but if you go to your YouTube channel, you have like some of your older stuff, like the
Yeah.
stuff that
Mhm.
you were originally shooting, I think in like your bedroom, right?
I
Or
have,
very early
actually I
on.
left everything on so people actually realize, you know, that
Kinda
it's
see
no
the
fake.
evolution,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. You can see, you know, from basically being skill level 1 to like, you know, whatever I am right now, and you can see it. You can see the stroke. I mean, any good player will notice it.
Yeah.
And just not that, but production value didn't get better, and craziest idea and stuff like that. So it's a work in progress.
So since you mentioned, skill level, I know a lot of people are curious because they see you do trick shots, but they always want to say, how are you in a game of pool?
I kind of like that legend that people saying I can't play pool because I think it's very funny.
That you
But I mean,
can or cannot.
I can't. They think I cannot play
They think
pool
you
at all.
can only
Oh.
do these crazy trick shots, but you can't.
Don't get me wrong. You know, I respect everything, and I know, like, you know, Shane or Darren Appleton. You know, these guys, and I cannot beat them. There's no
Right.
way. You know, it's
Well,
a
you're talking about
sport.
world champions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, so, but like obviously, you know, I would be probably 7 and 9 here. I mean, my higher end straight pool is 73 balls.
Oh.
5 racks and a
Okay.
9-foot table,
That's still
9
pretty
ball. I mean,
good,
it's
yeah.
it's
you
about
know,
72
decent
ball
numbers.
more
Oh,
than
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now, you know, Jeanette knows better than us that it's all practice. You know, if you want to be good, you got to practice 8
It's
hours a day for
practice.
this thing. I practice 8 hours a day for trick shot, but not real pool. So
It is still real pool. It's, you know, if
2
someone,
points, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be so accurate on the table, and it does require particular strokes on different shots and what you have to do. And I think that if you're at our level, we know when we're recognizing someone. What you're doing, I think a lot of amateurs, they look at that and say, "Oh, well, that guy's just got natural talent," and it feels like they rob us of the hard work we put in
Exactly. Yeah.
by saying something like that, because it's so easy for them to say, well, it's just natural talent, because they don't want to think about the fact that, yeah, if they want to put the work in we did, they can do it too. And so the talent is a dime a dozen. There's so many people with talent, but that doesn't
I
make them a
agree.
champion.
I mean,
You know what I
especially
mean?
when you go to Asia, there's so many just talented players. It's ridiculous the amount
Yeah,
of
yeah.
good players out there. Now, for
Right.
me, you know, it's more the creative aspect, I guess. Maybe it's my talent. You know, I'm a little more creative than everybody else
Oh,
in these
yeah.
things. But the quality of the stroke or whatever, you know, I can teach that to anyone. Really, it's just
Right.
practice. Now I do practice like crazy. You know, obviously, if I can break my hand, you know, doing that, I think I'm the first pool player to manage that. So, you know, the first for everything.
I use that for carpal tunnel. I have carpal
Yeah.
tunnel on my wrist.
Yeah, that must
so,
be pretty painful too, actually.
well, I think it'll heal faster than that. But yeah, you pretty much have to. I really just have to completely lay off of my wrist when my carpal tunnel's acting
But when you
out.
actually play pool, you're not supposed to move your wrist at all, right? Like
Right.
you're an expert in there.
Yeah.
Like I always did a little bit because I get this extra amount of spin that just, you know, the little wrist
I
action.
do the same thing
always,
though.
and
yeah.
I guess that's my problem right now. So I'm trying to get rid of it, and it's very hard because it was always my little 5% of, you know, better thing. I don't know.
I did find it. I did use that brace on the other hand to try
Yeah.
to get rid of that,
Mhm.
but it's so uncomfortable to
It is
play
very
for me.
annoying.
It's
Yeah.
annoying, right?
Again, Jeanette and I are talking to Florian Venom Kohler of Trick Shot Internet fame as we watch the finals of the 9-ball APA World Championships. Florian, I don't know if a lot of people realize, but the accent is French,
That's it.
but you're also a Las Vegas resident, right? So you're quite the worldly guy, right? You're like
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Austin Powers of the pool world or
I
something.
don't know. I mean,
I like
yeah,
that.
all of us professional pool players just travel everywhere. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how many.
But I mean, you're
countries-
always on planes. I mean, it's like into some countries that I think a lot of people are just blown away. Dubai and
I just say
and
that
some
way.
of
I'm
these-
not I don't fear traveling
Yeah.
really. So you
Mhm.
know, and I still feel like I got something to prove. You know, I don't feel like I'm at my prime yet.
Oh
So I'm
yeah,
still gonna take
got a lot
chances
of time.
every time I can do. And
Mhm.
yeah, so I got to travel as much as I can. So unfortunately, at this moment, I cannot do it right now. But sooner or later, just apply for the green card, trying to be a U.S. Resident. So
Ah.
Well, if you need it, I've written a few of those to
yeah.
immigration. If you need one, I'll be happy to write one for you.
Then you were.
I did it for Kelly Fisher,
Uh
for
huh.
Mika
Yeah.
Immonen, for Marcus Shamat, for Helena.
When
A
did you
lot of
guys?
them.
Randy
They all got
Nickerson.
them.
Randy Nickerson of the Big Time Misfits finishes off that rack. And he has kind of quietly, or at least quietly to us as we've been chatting, has
Yeah.
opened up a nice lead
Look
here
at
over his
this.
opponent. Now leading 26-13. Of course, both these players needing 38 points to secure the match. Also significant here because Randy's team, the Big Time Misfits, are leading pretty significantly in the overall match, 19-1. So um, I would say the team of Bruce Monnier desperately needing to pocket some more points. Of course, you're watching this action at poolplayers.com live. That's where you can go to watch all of the final rounds. Of course, we've got all of our fall leagues forming now, so if what you're seeing is of interest to you and you'd like to be here in Las Vegas next year potentially, you can go to poolplayers.com/live and send us your name and contact info, and we'll reach out to you and see if we can't get you on a team for the fall session, which is starting here now, basically.
It's a really great way to just get out, get off the couch, and have some fun.
Well, I mean, if you're like me and you work in the office 5 days a week, it's a nice way to kind of break up that normal work week
Right.
because it just gets real mundane otherwise. So have a little fun. We actually play. We have an office league that we play in. Everybody at the APA office back in St. Louis
Practice what
plays
you
as in an
preach.
in-house division.
Yeah,
Well, we
yeah.
can't go to Vegas or anything, so we just do kind of our own in-house group. And I will say my team won last session, so
Oh,
I'll
nice.
I got a little trophy there.
Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never seen
I'm
you
a
play
3.
actually.
Oh, there's a reason for that.
Okay.
You
Same
will-
here, actually.
Let me know.
And I've known him a while.
There's
and I
a
haven't seen him
reason.
play.
There's a reason for
What
that.
skill level are you
I am
actually?
I am a skill level 3, and I'm a poster
No
boy
way.
for the handicap system. So let's just say I'm a better marketing guy than I am a pool player. But
You're 3?
yeah,
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
3.
Gotta
But
make so much fun out of
but
you now.
Kevin there was the anchor of our team.
He
One of
was, yeah.
our franchise development manager. He's a skill level 5, so he led
Kev-
us to the
Nice
title.
draw.
Kevin does? Wow.
It's Kevin Hinkebine, our franchise development
One of my
manager.
favorite
Also working
guys.
here on the streaming production amongst the rest of the crew, Steve Alejandro, Greg Fletcher, Becky Rosner, all folks working hard behind the scenes to bring you this action here on the pool table, so we appreciate all their hard work. Of course, you're watching Lisa Lombardo of Bruce Monnier, the team from Port Charlotte, Florida. Interesting thing, guys, about this particular team that I found out, so they've actually lost twice in this tournament, which you're saying, how is
Oh.
that possible?
Yeah, how's that possible?
They lost twice and advanced both times as a result of disqualification. So it's one of those things
Wow.
where, one of those things that we never like to have to do, but, two teams that had apparently significant skill level movement. And again, it's no pleasure for anybody when a team gets disqualified, but sometimes it's necessary to protect the integrity of the rest of the event. So in this case, this team, Bruce Monnier, and I was talking to their team captain, Bruce. He said, hey, look, we're just thrilled to be here because, we've kind of are playing with house money at this point as a result of, some of the actions of other teams. So
Yeah.
always keep that in mind. They've got the handicap review committee that follows these matches. Each match as they come in, they're looking at the scores and making sure that everybody's on the up and up.
And Jillian's team, I mean, they just wanted to come out and have a great time. They were booked to actually depart and fly home today.
Oh, is that right?
They didn't even know that they were going to be playing.
I'm guessing
and they
they're
said, well,
okay
that's
with moving
so they
their-
had, they had to change their airfares. And I said, well, you're going to have a little money to
To
pay
do
for
it
that
with,
ticket
yeah,
change
that's
fee,
funny.
but next time don't bet on losing.
It's interesting. I see that sometimes with these teams where it's like, yeah, we booked ourselves to leave, the day of the final because we didn't think we'd
Yeah.
be there, and yet here
Right.
they are, But
Came to just have a great time and enjoy the experience and
right,
pick up about 15,000
Yeah, not a
possibly,
bad day.
Yeah.
not a bad day. So the winning team here will walk away with 15,000. The losing team is still going to walk away with 7,000. So Difference of $8,000 on the line here for these two teams. More than most amateurs are used to ever playing for.
Florian, we were talking earlier about watching these people, even at
shot.
their
Nice
skill
shot there
levels,
by
the
Lisa.
composure that they show at the table. I would think that they'd be trembling, but they really look like they're ready to kick some butt, and
I
it's
agree. I
pretty
mean,
impressive. They're
She's
you
made
know
some great shot actually. I've been watching a little bit, and she's just
going for it, right?
yeah. I mean, I'm guessing also the rhythm that they've been playing for how many days.
Wow,
That
look
was
at
a great
that shot.
See, a pressure shot
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
It's very hard.
Big 2
Cue ball in
points
the
there
rail.
too. Big 2 points
It's
to,
right
to
in the middle
close the
too.
gap.
She's not hesitating. That's
Right,
tough under
exactly.
pressure. I mean, we played under pressure. I mean, when you play for 15,000,
Yeah.
it's some nerve.
It's a lot of money and a
you're
lot of
shaking,
onlookers.
You got
Yeah.
a lot of things go to your head, and you got to put that aside and just try to make it.
And especially it's
And it's
great
not
to
their
have
job.
and it's great to have that support of your team, but it's also a bigger burden on your shoulders to know that you got to do this for your team. You're not just fighting for you. So there's the thrill of victory, but there is the pressure of saying, okay, I got to do my part, and she's just absolutely doing that.
So you're seeing some of the prize money breakdown for the. So this event in total pays out 1.2 million or a little over that, and of course the 9-ball, in particular, which you're watching the finals of, will have paid out a total of $242,800.
It's just
So
sick money.
it's a lot of
That's
money out
awesome.
there, right?
It's funny. It's more than professional pool. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
me
try to
too.
become an amateur.
Well, it's always a weird thing too, because sometimes when I talk to people, they're like, "Well, you guys are so big, but you only pay out, 15,000 to the winner," and I'm like, "No, that's for the top team in one division." But you got to remember, we also pay out to like 129th place and all
Right,
these.
exactly.
Everyone
People
pretty
get
much
paid
walks
when
away
they
with
get
something.
here. Yeah.
So it all adds up. We just don't put all the money on that top end because again, we're talking amateur pool, and
And
we
having
want to make
fun.
sure it's balanced between kind of the prize money and the overall experience and the flavor of amateur competition.
And that's just so important for these guys to really remember that, because just imagine if you only paid out the top half or the top third, which a lot of tournaments do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you guys are paying all the way down, and you have some money to actually go and party and
shot.
do whatever you want, Whereas if they
That's the
only
one.
paid all the way at the top,
Right.
well, they'd have to kind of play on a budget, wouldn't
Right.
they? You're putting the experience over just a handful of teams that might finish all the way at the top.
This is Randy Nickerson again at the table. Folks, you're watching the finals of the APA 9-ball World Championships here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. This particular event started with a total of 476 teams.
She's
That
got a
was
nice
last
little bank
Thursday.
shot here. Excuse me,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wasn't his best lead. That's all right. It's gonna be a tough table anyway.
Yeah. And this is very different from the pros because you do get a point for every ball that you make and 2 for the 9-ball. So right now it does make for a more offensive
Play.
mindset. Yeah.
It's a good shot.
Randy opts to play a little safe there. Lisa will look for an angle to get a clean hit on the 2-ball. She fails to make contact with the 2-ball, so Randy will have ball in hand here.
This shot's a lot harder than they look actually. So this one's you really gotta be careful.
So aside from the trick shots, I mean, when you do play, what do you prefer to play? Do you play 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball,
I love
straight
8-ball
pool?
and straight pool. It's my favorite thing.
So you play a lot
9-ball
of
a little
8-ball,
less
huh?
because you can't control as much. It's there's a lot more luck involved. I feel like, at least from my point of view. It's like 8-ball. You have a lot of control, and when you got that level, you can just control the table. It is very, I don't know, I just like it. Something about it. You keep at the table.
And how effective are you at kind of incorporating what you know as a trick shot player with like the masses and things into your
Oh.
actual pool game?
That's what I used to say. It's like when you watch this James Bond movie, it's basically you see all this crazy thing. Well, think of a trick shot. It's basically the same thing. You just try to make it as impressive as possible for general
Stunts.
public. It's stunts,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So a lot of situation. I mean,
Highly
if I go,
skilled stunts.
if I go
Yeah.
play pool, normal pool, I don't even bring my mass AQ. That's one
Right.
thing. I'll bring a jump cue. Now, of course, if you leave me any jump shot, I think it's not a good idea for you to do it. But anything else really is it's more of a different sport. So as just tell people, you don't really need to do all these crazy trick shot. If you're a good player, it will never happen to you. So
Right.
few mass could save your life. And I know one thing that really helped me in the past is a one-hand jump shot, for example. That's one thing. I left the guy in the middle. He left me in the middle of the table, a decent jump shot, and think that nobody can reach it, and just go one-handed, and boom, it's done.
Yeah.
I did that. I did
That
that in
is
France
pretty
when I was
cool.
playing in the French tour, and that was pretty interesting. Did a couple times, but apart from the few little things, the rest of the time, 90% is gonna be pretty useless.
Yeah. So you play here locally in Vegas? I mean, do you find somebody?
Not
Is it tough to
really.
find people to play with? I mean, probably for both of you guys, it's not always easy to find
know,
somebody that wants to play with,
What's
a
tough
highly
is
skilled.
is the handicap really
Yeah.
for me. It's just I gotta go. I gotta play my best every time, and it's very hard to go in a pool and just people expect you to perform your best all the time. And
Yeah.
again, you gotta think it's not my job. I do it for fun, normal pool. Now, I practice trick shot 8 hours a day, but I won't practice, potting balls for 8 hours a day. So
Right.
it's it could be a little tough, but I'll play locally and a few times. But
Yeah.
I really enter tournaments.
So you
very
mainly
rare.
practice,
Yeah.
on your own kind of thing, or you
I'll
spar?
practice
You
a
got like a
few-
sparring partner?
Yeah, this
or-
is a professional player here in town, Max Everly.
Oh, sure.
So this is that's usually the guy I practice with. I mean,
Okay.
he will beat me usually, but
Yeah.
He's a
it's
good player.
It's
He's
very
a good player.
How about you? Who do you find up that you
You
like
mean
playing
just to
different
practice
players?
normal
Well, yeah,
play?
when you're not on the tournament circuit, who are you looking to?
I'll play anybody.
Really?
I will. I just enjoy playing
Is it
pool.
easy to
doesn't
find
matter.
people to play with that want to play you? That you
Oh
can
yeah, they're
compete with?
they're-
Well, I know they all
They
want to
come
play you,
out
but
for the
that'll
what-
give you a match, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Somebody
give
that'll
me a
give you
match.
good, yeah.
Well, it just depends on whatever city, but there's good players anywhere. And if I really wanted a challenge, I can usually pick up just with one or two calls, find people to come
Cool.
out and that'll play me just because everyone feels sorry for me. They want to let me get a little fun in. But I'll tell you, when I started, I really didn't have much respect for 8-ball. But it wasn't because I had played a lot of it. It was just because I thought, well, that's what the amateurs do. Right, and because I'd seen all these pros play 9-ball, and then later on there was the Pro Tour series that we had a while back, and I saw professional 8-ball, and I went, whoa, because it's where I really appreciated the strategic part of the game, where 9-ball, you pretty much paint by numbers. There's
Yeah.
the one, there's not a lot of ways, okay, you can go one rail or two well play position, but really what the strategy is pretty well laid out for you. But in 8-ball, it allows you to do a lot more thinking, and the defense is tougher. I mean, everything about it is really a tougher game. So I really do like 8-ball. I would definitely say straight pull is my favorite game, and I've come to like One Pocket, although I don't play it very much.
See, I don't really know the game yet. One Pocket. It's
Yeah,
very,
for
it's a
me,
very
it's
American thing, so we don't really have this game in Europe or barely. So
It's a gambling game.
yeah.
But to me, it's the difference between chess and checkers. I mean, if you do have to have a great cue ball, but it's really much more about the move. And I really learned that because I had gotten to a couple, let's say, challenge matches in the past, and I would play someone that I could easily give them, quite a big handicap on a normal game. And even though I was so much better than him on pocketing balls and cue ball movement, he outmoved me over and over and over again, to the point where I almost just handed him the game. It was a big eye-opener for me.
Just knowledge, huh?
Yeah, so when I get that challenge, I like a challenge. I enjoy that. People say, who do you like to play the most? And I said, for the women, Allison. Just because
Allison
it was,
Fisher.
yeah, she's a great player, but she has a lot of talent, a lot of heart, rises to the occasion. She's just fun. I enjoy playing the top players in any sport, and any of our top girls. And same with the guys, getting the opportunity to play any of them.
Randy Nickerson here now on the 9-ball, needing only 4 points now to secure the match. He could cut that in half.
It's another
He's able to
pressure
pocket
shot
the
right
9-ball
there.
here.
Oh my gosh. Kind of surprised by.
Is that just nerves there on that one? That's
Don't
Ye-
even know if
a lot
it
of
was the-
table and some nerves, or
I mean, he missed that by 3 feet.
Yeah.
It was.
could have been also almost the wrong pocket to play. I don't know.
we'll see if Lisa can.
Well, for me, it's when it comes to that, because he could have played it in the left pocket or the
Yeah.
right pocket. It really is a matter of preference at that point, in my
Lisa's-
opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because yes, you could say, okay, the percentages this way is better than this way, but maybe not for him.
Yeah.
And so that's where you have to trust your game at the moment, because I know that, when I first started, I would always choose the shot that I thought Efren would shoot or other people would
Mhm.
shoot. And the better I got, the more I realized that no, the right shot is the decisive shot, understanding who you are at this moment and what your percentages are, right? So when you're at home, play the way they would play it so you can learn and grow as a player. But when your back is to the wall, don't go with weapons that you don't you might shoot yourself. Get what you know, go with what you believe in, because that confidence and that commitment to shooting the shot to me is more important than if the percentages are a little better overall for people in general. Do you know what I mean?
It's actually great advice. Yeah.
It just, for me, I think that's what separates some threes from other threes, and at every level is just being real about what kind of player you are.
So Lisa fails to pocket a ball on the break here. Bring Randy back to the table again, needing only 4 points.
But
Florian,
not a really good shot.
Curious, before I forget, so your wife, Ayana, her mother was actually from Sacramento, but was playing in the
Yep.
event, right?
Yeah.
In the 9-ball
Yeah.
event.
It's a family thing
Kind of
here, I
interesting. I
guess.
know. I saw
Wow,
Ayana in
that's
the
so
crowd, and I said, "Hey, what are
cool.
you doing?" She said, "My mom's in the 9-ball championship." So how did they end up
Aw.
doing?
I think she finished last 32, something like that.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they
great.
Lost, they
Respectable
lost
finish.
yesterday, I believe, or the
Okay.
day before, something like that. I mean,
That's a nice
no,
finish for
they
them.
had actually a good run. Yeah.
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 Team out of Sacramento.
Yeah.
Sacramento, California. So
Same thing, they didn't expect to go that far too as well.
yeah.
Actually, they had to
Congratulations to them.
book
That's
one
good.
more night at a hotel, I believe, or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This might be one of her few opportunities to really
She-
try to put together a good comeback.
Yeah, and then at the end of that last match too, that 4-point swing when Randy failed to pocket the 9, she picked it up. Now she's got the 1, and let's see if she can slowly but surely,
Right.
piece a few shots together. And
Well, she's looking at almost a straight in 2-9 combination. Doesn't make it easy.
Not really.
well, and again,
But-
the difference here too with the points is that the combo here nets her only 2 points, whereas in the pro game, it would be an entire
be a win.
game 1. So
That's right.
significant difference there. But we'll see what she opts to do. She goes for the combo, does not get it.
And she missed that. There was a slight flick of her wrist, and that comes from just not being committed to the shot.
Yeah.
A little lack of confidence. You do a little bit of steering. And I always, whenever this pressure's on, I just tell myself, you know what? Make it or miss it. Commit to this shot. Just trust yourself and just let it go. At least give it a true swing. Don't let your mind take over what your arm is supposed to do. But sometimes I really have to remind myself of that so that I don't kind of steer and jump up. Whoa,
Nice
now
shot
she's
there
just
by
showing
Randy.
off.
Randy picks up 2 points there.
Oh, he's, oh my God.
Yep.
Randy
that's,
with 2 big points, now needing only 2.
Yeah. He can't see the 3 ball, so he's looking at coming off a rail.
You can see Lisa chalking in the background, hoping to get another opportunity at the table.
The 4 ball is avoidable, but it's something that he has to consider.
Good shot.
Goes
That
off
was
the
a good
rail.
shot.
And he's safe too.
Didn't leave her anything, yeah.
Gonna bring Lisa Lombardo, the Port Charlotte team, Bruce Monnier, back to the table. Lisa's got her work cut out for her, but not necessarily impossible here. She's gonna have to find a way to make contact with that 3 ball though, and not leave Randy with a good shot.
So she managed to touch the 3 ball, but after that did not manage to drive anything to a rail or in a
Right.
pocket. So that's going to give Randy ball in hand.
Ball in hand and a great opportunity here because, again, needs only 2 points. He's going to be straight in on the 3. And it looks like he can leave himself fairly decent on the 4 as well.
Yep,
So we'll
just
see.
let it roll up just a little bit.
And he
Perfect.
gets the 3, leaves himself nicely for the 4. This could be it, folks, for our second match here. Again, this is Randy Nickerson of the team Big Time
Mhm.
Misfits, needing only 1 point to secure the match.
Taking a lot of time for this, huh?
Gets the 4 ball to go.
There it is.
And that will extend Big Time Misfits' lead. We'll
There
have
he
the
goes
referee
again.
calculate the point split there based on the outcome of that particular match, and we'll see exactly how many points Big Time Misfits will need for the overall match at this point. So what's, besides the APA event, what else do you got coming up? You got any more videos? I know you just released, in collaboration with us, we just did the bowling video. Where can folks find that video?
Well, we don't really have a website for that, right? It's poolbowl.com.
Poolbowl.com, you
Yeah.
can find the behind the scenes,
Behind
but
the
if they
scene,
want to
yeah.
see the video, they go to your YouTube channel.
Same
and
thing. Venom Trick Shots on
you worked
YouTube.
with Jason Belmonte, who's
Yep.
out of New Zealand, Australia?
Australian guy.
Yeah, so he's the Florian Kohler of,
well, he's
of
actually
bowling, right?
he's actually a, like a real pro bowler into the tour, and he's basically #1, I think, right now. Or
Okay,
something
wow.
like that, really close. Yeah, he's one of the big guy out there, and it was really interesting. It was really fun. I had a lot of fun. It's a whole day, and yeah, I got hit by a bowling ball, which wasn't so great, but
Yeah, that doesn't sound good at all.
yeah,
You've got some injuries racking up at the wrist
Nah.
and the.
It's an extreme sport. That's what I say, right?
So make sure you you folks go to YouTube and Google Venom Trick Shots, and you'll be able to see Florian's latest video collaboration with Jason Belmonte of the bowling universe. Very cool video that APA was happy to be involved with. Of course, you can see a behind the scenes of that particular video at poolbowl.com. That's POOLBOWL.com. So you've shot in the desert, you've shot in, multiple countries. I mean, what's the,
Well,
like
we
the
have
moon?
a
You're
few,
going to shoot something
few
on the
crazy
moon?
thing
or-
coming up. Actually, we have one in the airport, actually,
Yeah.
Vegas. So we
Really?
have helicopters in the background and stuff
Wow.
like
What
that.
the heck?
Wow.
It was
So exciting.
definitely interesting too. A lot of wind, so.
I'm guessing there's a lot of red tape in that one when you're talking about
it
an
was,
airport and
yeah,
helicopters.
Where were you
and
doing this?
here in Vegas.
the
Oh,
McCarran
here,
Airport?
okay.
Is that over at
Yep,
McCarran?
yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
So
quite
awesome.
interesting. It took a while to set it up, and try to do our best to just make it happen, really. And then, yeah, it was that.
Yeah. All right. So, got two competitors here ready to lag. It looks like, I believe this is Perla Gonzalez and Stacy. I'm going to butcher this name.
Yerfino?
Yerfino. Stacy Yerfino. Stacy with the shorter hair of the two. Of course, they're both in blue shirts. A little tough to distinguish, but we'll say shorter hair for Stacy and Perla Gonzalez with the longer dark hair. So the team of Bruce Monnier is going to need something special here from Stacy, as
Yes.
the lead has been extended for the Big Time Misfits. Looks like Perla won the lag. Stacy prepares the rack. Perla prepares for the break, and away we go once again.
Okay. She's lining up her 1 ball in the corner pocket. The 2 ball is sitting right next to the 7. The blue ball is right next to that burgundy 7 against the rail. to your right.
Perla with 1 ball in the break. So just a quick
Wow.
update on the
Shot
overall
already.
match score. You can see based on the first 2 matches, Big Time Misfits now leading 34 to 6. Again, we're racing to 51. So Big Time Misfits now needing 17 points, which could possibly come here in this 3rd match, depending on how these 2 players do. Looks like both these players are skill level 2s, which means they're both racing to 19. Perla off to a decent start with 2 of the 19 points she needs. And bring Stacy up to the table here.
Stacy wants to get something going over here. She's fairly
Yeah.
straight in on this 2 ball.
And her team needs it. Her team needs it for sure at this point.
Just saw her take a big deep breath, which I think is really important when you feel like your adrenaline's going, rushing. You want to just take a really good deep breath.
Notice she's got the glove on. What do you think of the glove? You wear a
Ooh,
glove?
She missed
You
that.
shoot with a glove on your...
I do.
do,
I
yeah.
do. I
Yeah.
wear a lot of black.
You
I
shoot
never
with a glove? You do?
I never wanted all the chalk all
Yeah,
over me, but it's
same.
important
Is it pretty
to have
much
that
all
nice.
the pros play with,
No.
gloves now? Not all
No,
of them?
no, no.
Just
I-
kind of a personal feeling thing?
We're the minority, I
Yeah.
think. There's a lot of
What it is, I mean, you need to find a really thin one, so you got a good
Mhm.
feeling out of it. It's really thick,
Yeah.
you don't feel the same thing, so
That's right.
that's a big problem. So a lot of people just go for
Yeah,
powder.
Perla. Looks like Perla's wearing a glove too. Hers a little harder to see because of the color, but
yeah,
Yeah,
they
skin
she's
color.
definitely got a glove on
Ooh.
too. And ooh,
she
how much
missed
she was
that
wanting to do
completely.
there.
But I mean, especially the more you go into humid places, the more you're gonna need it because it's at some point it's just gonna be very uncomfortable and you can't just fully stroke through it. And follow through is very important. So if you don't have a good follow through because it's so humid, forget it.
Right.
So
Right. You could I could just see when I look at I feel so nervous just looking at Stacy. She just looks
the
like
2 ball
she's
to go.
really feeling the heat. But their skill levels too, so they're
Yeah,
mhm.
tough spot to put a skill level 2
That's right.
with your team down, but just gotta pick away 1 ball at a time. Ooh. So she fails to pocket the 3 and drives the cue ball into the opposite corner there. So she's going to give ball in hand to Perla here. Seen a couple of maybe the more nervous now in this match than we've seen some of the other players. And again, not uncharacteristic of a skill level 2. Of course, the range for the skill levels, the 2 being at the lower end.
Right.
Whereas we just saw a couple of 5s play. You're looking there at more of the mid-level players in terms of skill. So, would expect to see some mistakes in this match here.
and they're going to feel so much more pressure because at least at a higher level you have more options in your head what you
Right.
can do here or there, whereas I think when you're a weaker player you're kind of grasping at straws and there's a lot of questions in your head. Is this the right way? Maybe I should go this way, and they don't really know, whereas we can kind of get to that. We were just talking earlier about something like chess where the more you play, the more moves
Yeah.
ahead you can look, the more confidence you can have on the first shot you take.
It's options and percentage. Pool is very, it's very based on percentage and how many shots, out of 10 are you gonna have a chance
Oh.
to make it. So
Percentage,
it's-
yes,
yeah,
yes.
It's how I see it. I see all percentage. This way might work. You might have 2 solutions, A and B, but A might be 80% and the other one might be 20%. So you
Right.
gotta go for
Right.
the 80%. But when you're lower skill level, might not have that knowledge, and well, that's it's pretty hard on your confidence sometimes. So.
I'm again amazed at the turnout for the final round. I mean, the room once again is just absolutely
It's
packed.
You got a packed place.
In fact, I'm looking behind the risers to the second group of
Sure.
risers and seeing people even back there that are just watching on the overhead above us. You can kind of see an overview shot here of the room. Give you an idea of the crowd that has kind of shown up here. And of course, behind the risers, you're seeing is a whole nother group of people, if you can see back by the wall there, that are watching it up on the wall above us, above our heads here. So
Yeah.
I would say probably a couple hundred people here in the
Yeah, I
room
was about
now.
to say,
Yes.
From my experience, it looks like at least 150 to 200 people,
Yeah.
probably.
Venom, YouTube sensation, trick shot artist, my friend Jason Bowman with the APA. I'm, of course, here too, or commentating on the 9-ball World Pool Championships here in Las Vegas at the Westgate Hotel.
So we're streaming while Jeanette is live streaming.
Yes.
Believe it or not,
Oh, yeah.
right? It's pretty impressive stuff.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, you can go to
Stacy.
poolplayers.com/live to check out two of the best amateur teams from across the world. I mean,
Yeah.
there's from all different countries.
9-ball event had teams from the United States, teams from Canada, teams from Japan.
Oh, there you are.
We anticipate in the near future teams from China where we now have leagues.
Mhm.
And of course, every day I'm talking to Kevin Hinkebine, our development manager. He gets our leagues in new markets for us, and he's always talking to folks internationally. I know he talked to your friend from Greece not long ago. and
Yeah.
a gentleman from Turkey, and I know a gentleman from South Africa. So it's a lot of interest around the world. It does take a little while before we can just set up shop with leagues there. There's kind of a process,
The
but
main problem is basically the size of the table and the type of game they play
Right,
in different
right.
countries.
depending on
so
the country,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, like China, for instance, a lot of
Chinese
places
pool.
the pockets are dramatically different, right? Much
Right, right,
tighter
right.
on the table.
They're actually in China, the most popular game for them is Chinese 8-ball, which is basically using normal size pool balls with normal size snooker pockets, which are
Yikes.
they have rounded edges, so it's more like a pinball machine than it is kind of banking where you can hit the inside of a pocket and have it bank into the pocket. It kind of does this bing bing bing, right? I don't play
Yeah.
as much.
Chinese state ball is ridiculously hard. I mean, I
Yeah.
played there and I love the game. Don't get me wrong, but it's a whole new,
Super
it's a whole new
challenging.
discipline. I mean,
Yeah.
a ball along the long rail, shoot straight in. It's not even easy. Like here, you're okay. For us, it's easy. It's a given. But Chinese state ball is it's very interesting. So they have that in China, and I know in South Africa they play on black balls table. So it's basically 7-foot table, but again rounded pockets, smaller balls. The cue ball's smaller in the object ball too.
Yeah.
So it makes it very difficult to adjust for you. So
Interestingly, when I went there, I thought, because they also had some of the top snooker players
Mhm.
playing that, and I thought, man, the snooker players are going to take this hands down. And actually, Darren Appleton and a Chinese player, I'm sorry, I don't remember his name, but they made it to the finals, and Darren actually won it. And Darren is a pool player more than a snooker player.
microphone just up.
There we
No.
go. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Darren has a lot of experience of this type of game, so I was actually
Yeah.
not surprised. I think it's very English game actually, to be honest with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So we see both of these players
Exciting.
fail to pocket the 9-ball again. Skill level 2s showing some nerves early, knowing now that we are in the third match of this World Championship match. We'll see if Perla can pocket the 9-ball. She does. She's going to add to her lead over
Man.
Stacy.
Stacy just looks like she's just cannot breathe at all. Looks like she's really taken the heat. And you mentioned earlier, how do you handle that? And for me, it's going equipped with a plan. Okay, what do I need to do? Let's bring it back to basics. Make a decision. Picture the shot. Do these things so that you don't let your mind just wander onto the intensity of what's going on and what's at stake, and letting it wander into those things, which makes it even harder to breathe. Just do your job, step by step. Make this thing. It's really important that you make your decisions standing up. You find your target while you're standing up. That way, when you approach and get down into your cue ball, you can get your alignment and your balance right before you even start stroking your ball. A lot of times people get down and then they try to focusing on their aim, but that's when their elbow and their wrist starts wobbling.
Well, maybe it's some of these numbers that are making them a
Oh,
little nervous
look at
too,
that. Yeah.
15,000 for first, 7,000 for second. So basically the difference of $8,000 that they're playing for here in this final match. Of course, the two teams that made it to the final day but were defeated one round earlier walked away with nice payday themselves, $3,500 for third place, and that's two different teams that walked away with that. So nice tournament run for both those teams in the semifinal round.
Stacy needed this right now. She's got ball in hand. One ball's there. Two balls right in front of it. So if she can just pocket this one ball, she might have a nice opportunity to string a couple balls together.
Well, we got a minute. Want to make sure we send well wishes to one of our floor managers and league operators for APA, Mike Restano. I know his son Dominic apparently yesterday was in a bad accident. Was
Oh.
hit by a train. I don't
Oh
fully know the
my God.
circumstances, but So Mike had to leave Las Vegas abruptly. So our thoughts are with Mike and his son
Yeah.
Dominic and the rest of their family back in Virginia. And hopefully he'll be on the road to recovery soon. This is Stacy of the team Bruce Monnier, starting to put together a few points here. Much needed points for her team at this point.
See, she shot that 2 ball without really taking a good look at the 2, and she hit a stop shot when she actually should have rolled her cue ball forward a little bit.
Yeah.
You can see the 4 ball is right blocking the path from the cue ball striking the red 3 ball.
And now she's asked her team captain Bruce to come out and help her figure this out from here.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Look, he's smiling and laughing.
I spent some time talking to Bruce before the match, and again, they're here in the finals, having lost twice, which is, generally your home when you lose
Right.
twice. But as it so happened, they advanced in both of those rounds as a result of disqualifications of other teams. So they're riding high at this point,
Yeah,
right? They
that's
feel
good.
like they've kind of already won, and everything is gravy at this point. Now it's just really about experience for them, but still trying to put on a strong performance, and hopefully Stacy here is right in this match, and she puts together a few balls and can somehow eke out this win. They go to the 4th rack, and then anything's possible. So
She's got a tough situation here. Even if she makes a good hit on the 3 ball, which is very challenging, you can see the natural angle of the cue ball would be somewhere around where the 9 ball is and the 5. It's blocked from him being able to hit that end rail into the 3.
it's one of my producers. So the interesting thing with the 9 ball and the point system, sometimes it's hard to know exactly when the match may end. But one of the notes
That's
that they
nice
just
shot.
handed me is that if Stacy here doesn't get to at least 11 points before Perla gets to 19, that would actually end the match. So kind of a big number to keep in mind here. We need, for the team of Bruce Monroe, they desperately need Stacy to get to at least 11 points before Perla gets to 19. So we'll keep an eye on
Damn.
those numbers.
Wow.
And if Perla keeps doing that, it might be a
That would be tough.
pipe dream.
Well, all you can do is just stay in it and stay ready for any opportunity. I always say it's better to have no opportunity and be prepared than to get the opportunity and not be prepared. So right now all she can do is just hope for another opportunity, be prepared to just go for it.
Did you see a flash come from the crowd? It looks like it didn't throw Perla off too much, but always important that the folks that are taking pictures remember, at least in the finals room, to turn those flashes off.
Whoa. Uh-oh. Stacy needs a big bounce here.
All right, Stace, let's
Okay.
do it. Looks like a manageable 4-ball.
Yep. The next would be the 5 ball.
Can't tell if the 5 goes in the side.
She's
I
probably
believe it
doable.
does. I
Yeah.
believe it does.
she's going to
It's
pull
not
the
an
bridge
easy
out.
shot, but it is a makeable shot.
So instead of trying to extend way down the table, she's pulled out the bridge to help her along here. What's the real art of using the bridge? It's something I've always struggled to use.
I actually like the way that she's holding it, although I
Looks
like
like she did it pretty well.
I like to have my forearm kind of level with the table. I probably have my hand slightly above level where she kind of had her elbow above her arm. It's hard for me to
It's very hard to explain.
audibly,
Yeah.
to do it without showing, but
But the bridge, it's not that hard. You really just gotta
It's
practice with it, be a little
practice,
confident with it,
exactly.
and
Right.
that's not so bad. A lot of people are just scared of it because it's a foreign tool, basically, but it really is here to help you most of the time.
there were two things that I wanted when I first started. I wanted to be more comfortable with the bridge, but there's also times that even with the bridge, it's uncomfortable. So there was an old Japanese guy at Hard Times Billiards who, super nice guy, but he was a beginner. He's passed since I began, but I was actually, when I was living out there, I would play him a race to 50 in straight pool. left-handed, it would take forever. But doing it regularly, I got a lot
to
more
force
comfortable
yourself on it.
left-handed. And then I did the same thing with the bridge, which is comical if you actually see someone trying to play an entire game of straight pull with a bridge. But it got to the point where I was very comfortable with it. That doesn't take a lot of that time before you do get really comfortable with it. You just got to do it like everything else.
Perla has called out, looks like Billy Sharp, who we've seen do most of the coaches for the Big Time Misfits team, Billy being the highest rated player on the team, and he's giving Perla some instruction on where to aim, and looks like she feels pretty good about the advice. She's going to go ahead and take a shot at the 5. Some approval from the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Perla now just needing 10 points to not only secure the match, at least at this point, but the overall match for her team. Not the leave she was looking for there.
No, it almost looks like she's frozen
She's
on top of that
frozen.
7 ball.
Yeah.
And that was probably,
This is really tough, man.
yeah.
So for those that that are tuning in that maybe don't know the terminology, frozen is when the balls are
Not,
touching,
there's no
right?
space between the
Right.
cue ball and an object
And
ball.
that's what the referee, you see the referee looking at it now, verifying.
So she's just shooting away from the 7 ball, making sure that she moves that 7, lets the cue ball get anywhere. Okay,
It's
so
not a bad
this
leave,
is
see, 'cause she leave the cue ball right on top,
right.
out there, very far away on the rail. So.
This is Stacy's opportunity for glory, and that's what you have to remember. Is instead of looking at it as, oh my God, this is tough, it's an opportunity.
Right.
Let's do it. So much of this competition is about attitude, because the table's going to give you what it's going to give you. Okay,
Not the worst thing in the world there.
that's right. She can see the 7 ball, but it's definitely not easy in any pocket.
Yeah, and at this point for Stacy, I mean, again, we mentioned she desperately needs to get to that 11 points to force this at a minimum to the 4th match. So if she can't pocket the ball, if she can at least keep Perla
Yeah,
from
it's really
pocketing
close.
one.
Wow. Okay, so this is a brutal, tricky bank because you can make the 7 ball, but if she just hits it a natural ball, a little bit above center, there's a decent chance for the cue ball to scratch back in this bottom right-hand corner pocket. If she hits it a little firmer, she can avoid it like that, but she may not like this result. Well, okay, Perla's a 2, so this is not an automatic give me for anyone, actually.
Keep in mind, Perla has used her coaching timeout, so
You can see she really elevates on this stroke, but wait, it's still going.
and it went
Well-
right into sends the cue ball into the far pocket in the corner. Now a nice opportunity here for Stacy.
Yes. She can make the 7. She wants to make sure she keeps a little bit of an angle on that 8 ball so she can come down for the 9 next. Then again, when you're a 2, you're kind of going 1 ball at a time, right? Ooh.
She pockets the 7s, lined up on the 8.
Nice. Uh-oh. This looks a little bit like a scratch shot. It's avoidable for a higher level player.
And I believe she's taken her timeout as well.
It's
So
never an easy shot.
this would put her at even with Perla if she can sink this 9-ball here. Big shot for Stacy.
Hmm.
Yep.
Well, it's not an easy
Could've
shot.
been
Right,
worse.
so she
Right,
missed
right,
the
it could've
bank,
been
but
worse.
she's left Perla in a little bit of a challenging spot here.
Jason, I'm on the edge of my seat. My goodness.
I
This
was
is so
rooting for Stacy
exciting.
there. I wanted him to tie it up,
Of
right?
course,
It's
of
like
course.
the
Always
Buffalo
the
Wild
underdog.
Wings commercial where they're always like pushing a button and making it go longer.
Plus, I just love her captain. I'm kind of crushing on the captain. He's
Is that
such a
Bruce over there?
gentleman. Yeah.
Mr. Monnier himself. What
Yeah,
a
always
name.
smiling, always supportive. Not that this other team hasn't been fantastic either. They're also supportive.
So I
and
said, I told him,
high-fiving each other.
I said, what's up with the team name, Bruce Monnier? And he said, well, it's not really our team name. And I said, oh, okay. So now I know the story. When they tell me that, it's because they have a team name, but it is not one that is PG rated enough for us to be staying.
Aha.
So we
Thanks
do
for
have
those
some,
details.
We do have some very creative APA members out there, but
We won't name
fortunately,
them.
some of those team names are a little too creative for us to be
That's
putting
pretty
in
good.
print and spouting over the internet. So we just bump up the team captain name into the name of the team, as was the case with them. So.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah,
I've heard some.
I think if you go to our website, poolplayers.com, you can find some of the disallowed team names. We try to put like a
Do you really?
we
like
try
a
to
blooper
well,
kinda
it's almost a like,
funny
hey,
video?
don't even try it. We've heard it before, kind of thing. But
Got it.
man, they get creative, and it seems like everything's got some crazy meaning these days.
All right, I've
so
got to
it's
check
like,
it out.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
poolplayers.
You go to poolplayers.com and you go to the tournament information. Somewhere in there is disallowed team names. So if you're looking to get a laugh, right? But just don't expect that it's
Let's
going to be your
see,
team
this
name when you get
is-
here.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding?
This is tough
So
lead.
this is brutal because she's got a shot on that 9-ball, but that cue ball wants to just fly right in that corner pocket.
Right? She's not frozen.
It's actually where you want to do a little massé there.
He's exactly right.
She needs
That's the level.
She needs a Venom timeout.
For her to make this 9-ball in this corner pocket, it would be a massé, or some version of that.
Which is very tough for her skill level.
And
too,
again,
so
she does not have. She looks over at the
She
team, but
asked
she
to
does,
see if she has a
Mhm.
timeout.
She does not
I
have a
don't think so. I
timeout.
think she used it already.
She's used
He
the
asked him,
timeout.
and the captain said, "Nope, can't do it."
Well, and I think
Look, she's doing it. She's doing a
Yeah.
massé. Look,
She is,
the house is gonna go down if she.
oh, but
That was
very,
still-
very
yeah,
close.
yeah,
Nice
exactly.
attempt.
That was
She
the right
didn't
shot
give
to
him ball
take.
in hand, so that was the
That was the right shot to play.
important thing. Come on, I want to be pushed to another match.
Yeah, these shots are never easy too, so we'll see.
Very nice shot there by Perla to pocket the 9-ball and a very important 2
Okay.
points.
Yeah.
So she'll need only 7 more points to secure this particular match. And again, really the key number that we're watching here is Stacy's point total. She's needing to get to at least 11 to drive this into a 4th match. Stacy racking the balls. Perla getting a pep talk from her coach, Dan. Kind of interesting that we haven't seen either one of the captains here, but you're looking at the kind of the breakdown of some of the prize money for this year's event. Now, one of the big totals to note is that bottom one, that Mini Mania. People are saying, "What's Mini Mania?" That is, that's basically for any APA member that's been around a while, right? They can come out here even if they didn't
Yes.
qualify for one of the big events, and we run these smaller tournaments, like 20 hours a day, nearly around the clock. In fact, it's my understanding the only reason we don't run them around the clock is so they can shut the room down for a little while and
For a
like
little
clean
while,
out all
clean
the
it up.
stuff, right? All the drink cups and things like that. But that's a nice event because what they do is they actually pay out 100% of the entries to the top 25% of the field. So
Oh.
all kinds of different events, different skill levels, 8-ball,
Yes.
9-ball, some doubles events. So just like a
She's just smiling. She's got a makeable shot on this one, but of course the cue ball, she can't get comfortable bridging to hit the cue ball well because the ball's in front of it. She wants to be careful not to move the other balls. It's a good try. Oh boy. This is not looking good. The one ball sitting right in front of her and the 2 and the 8 are right there. So this could easily turn into 3 balls, 3 points for Perla.
Perla calmly pockets the 1 in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Now she'll turn her attention to the 2 in the far corner. It looks like the 8 ball blocking the pocket there. One of our producers is scolding us for the use of our cell phones here, causing feedback. We apologize if we're rattling some ears. This day and age of technology, though, we got to be connected. We got to know what's going on at all times.
Yeah, I think it might be. I might have had my microphone turned up too much.
Perla managed to get the 2 into the 8.
Can
up
she
another
see
important
that?
point.
No, she couldn't. Okay. But here again, you know, she
Not
made a
leaving
good
s-
hit, didn't
yeah,
for Stacy
Not
anything.
doing Stacy any favors, is she? We kind of saw that in that first match, too, with Patricia for the Port Charlotte team. Same situation. She was playing Jillian, and Jillian, even when she wasn't pocketing a ball,
She touched the
touched
9
it,
ball,
leaving
so
her.
she just wanted to
just
verify that it was
moving
okay.
back, which is not a foul. You move that ball back. Gets
make
a
it too.
nice.
Oh.
Gets a nice
I was
stroke
going to
of luck,
say, I
and
would have moved it back.
the 2 ball.
Does she
Yeah,
get
that's
an
pretty
extra point
good.
for that?
I think so.
They're gonna high five one way or another. You saw kind
How
of
does
a
it count, actually?
kind of a cute moment. That I'm not clear. We're gonna
Yeah,
have to
'cause
get a
the nine
referee
dropped
ruling
first,
on that
right?
on that
So,
on
yeah.
that 2 ball. Yeah,
She
we'll
made
have
the 9.
we'll have the
Made the nine
producer
and then the
verify
2
with
went
the
in
referee that 2 ball
afterwards.
counts as a point. I'm not sure.
Well, then she's
Okay,
11.
so they are telling us that 2 points count. That 2 ball counts as
Wow.
well as the 9.
It should. It was on the same
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she
So
just
she's
reached
now
where
at
she
11
needed.
points, which
Oh
means
my
we'll go to
God.
another rack. And
So that just. Can I get an instant replay? Oh,
I know.
that's
We'll have
right.
to add
It's
that
live.
one to the top 10, Steve. That's a mark that one down. That's an
Yep,
impressive one.
absolutely.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. So kind of cute there, seeing them high five
I
the table on that
know.
one, wasn't it? Really great sportsmanship throughout the week here at the event. You
Well-
know, all these teams meeting each other from all over,
I
not just the country, all over the world, literally. So
I'm just trying to imagine like Allison and I high-fiving each other in the middle of a match, and I would think that both of us are pretty good sportswomen,
Yeah.
but that was
I've seen you guys play, and I can't imagine you high fiving.
Yeah, we're not-
I could see you guys high fiving.
especially
later
when I
on
shut
at
her
the
out
bar after the
7-0.
match,
Yeah.
right,
Well,
but
that's
not-
true. That's true.
And then, you know, I've always the ladies on the WPBA, a lot of camaraderie there.
Yes.
At least that I've always seen, but not necessarily when you're playing each other.
That's right.
Competition is competition.
Well, we will laugh if there's a funny situation, but
Yeah.
high-fiving it takes it to another level, I have to say.
This is Perla Gonzalez at the table. Yeah, the producer's telling us that since Stacy has now gotten to that important 11 number, there will be a 4th match, regardless of the outcome here, which has got to be good news for the Port Charlotte team of Bruce Monnier.
Well, she's got some. She can cut that that 2 ball in, and she'll have the 3-5 next. I actually don't like where the 3. You know, she might think about banking that 2 in the 3-5, but it's actually quite missable. I think she's just going to go for the cut. Ooh,
Nice job there.
nice.
That worked well.
Watch out, 8 ball. Uh-oh. They just called the referee to come back and look at the
The
hit.
referee's going to look, and I'll be curious to see if her captain jumps up he is going to jump up and come talk to Stacy a little bit about the strategy here. Again, each player gets 1 timeout per rack, so they'll go ahead and use Stacy's timeout here. In the meantime, Perla's going to get some words of encouragement from Billy Sharp, who we've seen take care of most of the coaching. He's going to just give Perla a little pep talk, remind her that they have a substantial lead, I'm sure, and that she only needs 4 more points.
You can see Perla's captain coming over and talking to Perla. You can see her take a big deep breath, and he's probably just saying, hey, relax, breathe. You're okay, we're ahead.
And in the foreground, you see Bruce Monnier lining Stacy up. He's going to walk away, and she'll execute the shot as the referee looks on. Very nice shot. Does not pocket the ball, but gets a good clean hit on the 3 ball there. Avoids giving ball in hand to Perla.
And I'll tell you, I don't know that she can get that 3 to dig underneath it.
Of course, now
she's actually calling the right shot. Go off the 3 and let the cue ball go off the 3 and carry him into the 5.
So immediately after.
But you definitely want the referee to watch this hit. Make sure that she convincingly hits. Yep.
She gets a coach immediately after her opponent.
That would hit it.
She hit it on the 3.
Yeah. She hit the outside of the 3. Ball banked off the rail and hit the cue ball twice.
You can hear the room start to get a little anxious. You know, it's a little loud here.
I don't know if you could see both teams are just still smiling and high-fiving. I mean, you wouldn't think that they were playing for a 9-ball Whirlpool Championship.
Right, a difference of $8,000.
Yeah, being streamed everywhere.
Yeah, I had the chance to talk to both beforehand, and they both seemed pretty loose. You know, happy to be here. I mean, I was talking to Cindy Tillman on the Big Time Misfits. You know, and I was saying, well, you know, asking about tournament experiences, and all she said is, hey, make sure you say hi to my grandbabies back home. You know, that was what she was most concerned about. Say hi to the grandbabies back home. So hopefully Cindy Tillman's family is tuning in, and I'm not sure if she's going to have a chance to play, but it was important for her to communicate that, so we're happy to do so. That just kind of shows you the mindset they had as Stacy.
Oh, here she's starting to turn this
nicely
on.
Pockets the 6.
Now.
And pulls within 1 point of Perla. Again, she's going to opt to use the bridge here.
And this is why you want to practice the bridge just like you would practice anything. Now, if she makes this 9-ball, this 4-ball, and cuts it in, there's a good chance that cue ball can carry him off and make this 9-ball. From what I can see here.
If you're just tuning in, this is live coverage of the APA World 9-Ball Championship from here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas.
Just like that.
And that is Stacy of Team Bruce Monnier picking up an important 2 points and now taking the lead here in this match, 16-15. So
just seemed like a few minutes ago we were wondering if it would even push to it.
That 3-point swing where she got the 9 and the 2 to fall after seems to have kind of changed the momentum in this match, at least thus far. We'll see if she can finish it out here. Now both these ladies, I'm just needing a handful of points. Stacy needing 3, Perla only needing 4. One way or another, we will go to a 4th match after this one. Of course, you're watching this live on poolplayers.com/live. For anybody back home that's interested in making it to Vegas at some point, one of our 2 events we do each year, you can go to poolplayers.com/live. Let us know who you are, and we'll see if we can't get you on a team for the fall session. Ooh. Tough break there for Stacy.
Okay, this is an opportunity for Perla to get comfortable again.
And I can't tell. They're going to talk to the ref. They're going to see if 4 balls went to a rail. We saw this happen in the ladies' finals yesterday on a miscued break. And I'm not sure that either of them can confirm whether or not 4 balls went to a rail. The difference there being a re-rack. If 4 balls did not go to a rail, it's an illegal rack, or an illegal break, basically. So they've decided that's the case, which now means that Stacy, since she scratched, will rack the balls, and Perla will take the break now.
Okay.
So again, the difference there is that 4 of those balls, after they were contacted by the cue ball, did not go to a rail.
Or in a pocket.
Or in a pocket, right.
Right.
And in this particular case, the breaker, who was Stacy, scratched, which means they now reverse in terms of who breaks. Had 4 not gone to a rail, but the cue ball remained on the table, Stacy would have actually broken
again.
I had to get
'cause
a
it would've
little
been an
I had to get a
illegal
little clarification when we had the same scenario yesterday, because what I didn't notice at the time was that they had scratched. So that's the key difference here, and why the turnover in terms of who's breaking.
Oh my gosh.
And Perla sinks the 9 on the break. Very impressive there. So as soon as Stacy ekes ahead a little bit, Perla comes right back, and now she leads by 1.
Yeah.
And she is only going to need 2 more balls, as that'll take her to 17 points. So very, very tight match, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen. Very
16,
exciting.
17.
You know,
3 points for the
nothing
win.
like 2 skill level
Yeah.
2s going at it for thousands of dollars in front of hundreds of people. Very exciting match thus far. We'll see what happens here on the break. It's a little pre-shot routine. I don't know what she was doing
I
there,
don't know, but I would rack it differently than
Yeah.
I just did.
No
wants
9
to
on the
move
break
again.
there, but she does. Well, narrowly misses the 4 in the corner.
Okay.
So dry break. Stacy will get. She'll get an opportunity here again.
Yeah.
At this point, you know, it may be a player's last shot, depending on who's at the table, just based on
That's
the
right.
points needed. So
If she can make this 1 ball, the cue ball is going to come back towards the 2, which is the blue ball sitting by this side pocket where the cue ball is. So you want to take a nice, relaxed shot here. And at a 2, it's difficult. It's more difficult for them to control the cue ball, and there is the possibility of a scratch of the cue ball coming 1 rail down into the corner pocket where she's on top of. So nice and easy.
Well,
She got a little lucky there.
she doesn't have a shot. Yeah.
I don't even think that she could see the 1 at all. I think she might have to actually go to a rail.
I see Billy Sharp, the coach for.
She turned around and looked at him
Right,
to
to
see
see.
in case he would want to make that a coaching
Right,
moment.
and I think what you'll see a lot is the coach will wait to call a timeout until they see what the player's thinking. Right.
Yeah,
And if-
there you
and
go.
again,
That
and
was
there
so
it is.
smart.
Right. So
he stood there
Right. He sees that he's not liking what she's about to shoot for, and he's going to call a timeout now.
instead
so.
of just automatically calling it out.
Right.
He was going to say, okay, she lined up okay, is she going the right way?
Right.
I would have never, well, because I don't play in the APA leagues. It's so much fun.
Yeah, you're definitely not getting an exemption
What?
to play in the APA leagues.
What did I do?
Uh-oh.
That was interesting.
He
Not
just
sure.
gave me like a naughty thing, and I'm like, I don't know what he did.
Oh yeah. You said
He
was.
heard that?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Well, it is being broadcast around the world, so kind of a funny moment as
Oh my God.
Bruce Monnier, the team
Oh my
captain,
God.
stopped by and returned the favor to Jeanette. So
All right.
just some playful
Pretty
banter.
sure
Are you blushing?
No.
Jeanette's blushing over
I'm
here,
not
Florian.
blushing. I am not blushing.
She's
That wasn't even supposed to be like. I'm gonna be mad at everyone in his hometown
Oh.
reporting these things back to him. I was crushing on him as in like
his happiness, his
wanting to crush
personality.
his pull balls.
Uh,
I was being a black widow, being dangerous.
no comment.
What? All right, what? I'm so glad that I can be your humor for the day. You guys are messing with my like dangerous whole thing that I got going on.
That was a pretty funny moment, though.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Moving on, Bruce and Stacy talking it over here on the table. Again, Bruce realizing, and Stacy, I'm sure the whole team there realizing what a crucial swing this might be if they can somehow mount a comeback here in the third match. Of course, if you like what you're seeing, you can always like our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/poolplayers. You see nice, cool stuff like the streaming that we do, or a lot of the other videos and photography that we're always putting out, tips from some of the top players. So make sure you head over to our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/poolplayers. Like our page, and you get all those updates right to your news feed. Bruce has lined Stacy up. She's prepared to take her shot as he steps away. She makes legal contact on the one, and looks
Pretty
like
good
she's
hit.
left Perla with a little bit of a difficult path to that same one ball. She's now behind the, looks like she's behind the two.
Oh,
Well,
she could see
Wow,
it.
she could see it. I'm
It goes right
surprised.
in between
Yeah.
the 2 and the 8 there. So
2 more points.
she is now, I believe she's now 1 point away. So this next ball
Neck and neck.
They're
would be
winning
for
now.
the third match here. Needs only 1 more point.
These guys are handling this pressure. I mean, they really are.
Take her time. Now she's already taken a timeout here, so she cannot receive another coach. So she'll have to kind of size this up herself, realizing the importance of the shot, I'm sure. She does not make the 2 ball.
Leaves Stacy a tough cut on the 2 ball.
But Stacy's going to come back to the table, and again, she's only needing a handful of points as well. So
3, right?
still very close. Still very, very close. If she can put together a couple shots in a row, the match could be hers for the taking.
She's having trouble reaching the shot.
Again, pulling out the bridge. We've seen her use that now 2 or 3 times in this match. Stacy needing just 3 points. Perla on the hill now needing just 1 point. Big shot here for Stacy, who has also used her coaching timeout. So
Just going to stay right here.
oh,
Ooh, and she left and hung up. Man. 2 to, so this would leave Perla 1 ball for the win after this, after she makes this 2 ball.
no, this is it. The 2 ball would,
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
Last one,
she's
yeah.
at 18. She needs
Oh,
1, so
wow.
this two ball is for the
And she's-
third match.
She's got to forgive herself for
Stretching
this.
out
This
across
was
the
tough.
table. Drops the 2 ball. Wins the match 19 to 16. That will extend her team's lead going into the 4th match. Nice show of sportsmanship there.
By
Bruce
what's his
Monnier,
face?
team captain, goes over and
Can't remember the dude's name.
shakes
but,
her. That one guy over there. So we'll see. We'll take a look at the point break there and see where we're at in terms of the overall score for the match. Big Time Misfits will extend their lead to 47-13. So Big Time Misfits will only need 4 more points, 4 more team points as we move into the 4th match. We're going to say adios to Mr. Florian Kohler. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you.
Of course, Florian, one of the representatives for APA.
Yes.
And it looks like we got another guest going to come in and join us. And look at this, I'm surrounded by all this. I'm surrounded by billiard talent. Now we've got Dr. Q, Tom Rossman, joining us. Tom was gracious enough to do a little show for the fans in between the semifinals and the finals.
Hi, everybody.
So, how are you, Tom?
Oh, better than good.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Jeanette. I'm doing better
There
than
we
good.
go.
How's
There we go.
everybody here?
One
We're
of my
doing great.
favorite people in the world,
I wanna watch
Dr.
a-
Q.
I want to watch a little 9-ball. Is that
Yeah,
what we're doing?
yeah,
Okay,
and
good.
we may be not much time left here because these
Okay.
Big Time Misfits, this team from Texas, is dominating at the moment. They
Okay,
have
how we
taken the
looking?
first 3 matches They currently lead 47 to. I'm going to look at Steve and see if he'll throw that score up there again for us.
All right. Boy,
47-13.
oh
so
my, look at this.
Bruce Monnier is the team out of Florida, and
Yeah.
definitely needing
Oh wow, yeah. They only need 4 to win.
14 points.
Oh
So,
wow.
but
Exciting.
seen greater
It's
comebacks in
hey, this,
sports,
oh,
right?
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot
sports
of that.
are sports for a reason.
You've
so.
done that to me, Jason.
Yeah. Tom and I play our annual game each year at one of the trade shows, and
What?
it generally, trust me, it
Jason.
doesn't
No,
go well for
don't
me.
tell
It doesn't-
Jeanette that.
It doesn't go well.
He has
She was
he
talking
will
about
not
how
play
she's
me
never
pool.
seen me play, and I said, well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, we always have our little.
I've never seen him play.
we have
ever.
our encounter.
Yeah.
We actually do
Oh
it by
my God.
phone. We actually play by phone. But it's a lot easier. We got
So how you doing this week? You've
Oh.
been like crazy
Non-
busy, right?
non-
shows and
non-
shows and more shows. Everybody wants to see some Dr. Q action.
awesome APA players, nonstop. Yep. They're actually getting my jokes this year, which
Oh,
I'm,
yeah?
I'm feeling pretty good right
We
now.
all
so.
get your
That's
jokes.
good.
Oh no.
That's good.
You're
So we've got
hilarious.
2 players. I think they're probably ready to lag.
All right.
Mhm.
Trying to signal our producers. We've got a little bit of a process here. We've got to let the players know when they're ready
Right.
to lag. And
All
they
right.
are. It looks like this is Billy Sharp, at least for Big Time Misfits. We'll have to get a name.
Ooh, look at these lags.
I believe this
Wow.
is James Zilke
I can call that
for
one.
the Port Charlotte team.
So in the lag, you're actually hitting an object ball down to the end of the table and back, and whichever one lands closest to the rail that they just lagged from will actually get the first option to break the balls.
Cool.
Now, Dr. Q, thank you so much. You were so instrumental in giving us kind of a lot of direction with my Black Widow Foundation. We did a junior camp not too
Awesome.
long ago,
Yeah, it was
working
great.
with some of the top juniors in the
Yeah.
nation. And we gave them homework, didn't we?
Tons of it.
Lots of
online,
support, and you were
everything.
there throughout the Atlantic Challenge Cup, helping
Yep.
rooting these kids on and giving
Yep.
some coaching tips.
Yep.
And you've done that, and I mean, you've also been entertaining and supporting the college network as well.
Oh yeah. 23 years as far as the juniors.
Yeah,
A-
wow.
And we didn't we didn't lose a lag, by the way. I was a lag coach.
Oh yeah,
We didn't lose a lag. Yeah, so it was
I
it was
did not
yeah.
realize
Well,
that.
you have to look back.
Not
It's
to
awesome.
lose one of them.
We
That's
didn't
incredible.
lose a lag. I was teaching it for like 3 days up there, so it was great. I take no credit though.
Yeah.
No,
was
no,
just
of course not.
The
The,
kids
uh,
were awesome. It was just great.
Kids are definitely a bright spot in the sport of pool. I know we just held our APA Junior Championships last month in July up in Davenport, where we had
Oh yeah.
like 250 something kids up
Yeah.
there, and I happened to go up there for a day. I had not been there previously, and man, these kids just love it. I mean, they're
Yeah.
so passionate. I know you guys have both been there
It's
at different
great.
points to
Yeah.
do shows and things for the kids, but
Yeah. There's a surge in the industry with the kids right now.
yeah,
They're
there
loving it.
definitely is. And then you got the Atlantic Cup that
Yeah.
that they're doing, which is kind of
Yep.
formulated after the Moscone Cup, where you've got a
Right.
European team and an American team, and it's really some of the top players that come together and play in a team format, which is very cool. Of course, the BEF had just held their junior nationals as well, I think last month. So lots of opportunity for kids to get involved in the sport.
But I'll
Of
tell you
course.
what APA does for the juniors is incredible as well. I mean, you've got league operators, franchise owners sending all
Oh,
kinds
yeah.
of kids to the junior nationals, the programs, the support, the scholarship money, the everything.
Yeah, for us, it's just about getting young people who maybe have never been exposed to the sport. Let's get them in. Of course,
Yeah.
our championships are tiered in terms of skill level, just like all of our other, activities and things like that. So
But it also
whether or not they've ever
recognizes
played,
the
they can get involved.
grades,
Grades, absolutely.
everything.
There
I
are
mean, it's-
academic awards associated with it. So very important for us to continue to get the youth involved. And I
But-
know, Tom, you've been real
Yeah.
involved in that for many years
Oh,
on
yeah.
the collegiate
Well-
level and the younger folks.
Without that, we're losing our future. We have to
Right.
keep it going. That's it. So
It's tough to compete with Pokemon and all those things, right?
Yeah, I've
all
heard
the,
of that before.
All the
Pokemon.
virtual things that kids do these days.
No kidding.
Pokemon is a nod to our producer over
Yeah.
there,
My
Steve,
daughter just
who
had
is
me-
a fanatic.
Pokemon. Well, you're gonna have to teach me how to do it. But
Oh,
my
you're asking the
daughter
wrong
just-
guy. You got to
my
talk
daughter
to
just
Steve.
begged to get Pokemon Go on her phone.
Yeah.
And then the very next day, there was this thing on Pokemon Go because it had these
Yeah.
people, even adults, staked out in front of a guy's house asking to go to his backyard to pick up
To get a
Pokemon
Pokemon?
Go. Yeah, that was in his backyard somewhere.
Oh, jeez.
I must be the wrong generation. I can't even spell Pokemon. What is that?
It's
You kidding me?
I don't know. We have to
I
ask.
think I know. I
today's
think
version of
it's a
baseball
virtual
carbs,
game.
right?
I
Or
got
is
it.
that what it is?
I
Like
got it.
baseball
So
carbs?
there are
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
there are actually some Pokemon stops. It's my understanding here.
Are
at
you
the,
kidding me?
You
at the
realize what
Westgate.
we're talking about, and they're fighting for their life
I know.
over
Yeah,
here.
we need to go back
Okay,
to
we're
the
in the-
action.
Let's
we're
bring
in
it back to pool people.
We're back
We're
to
contributing to the problem.
What do we got?
aren't
Oh, look
we?
at this little kick he made. Oh no.
So this is an interesting matchup here because you've got James Zilke of the Port Charlotte team, who's a skill level 4, and he's got to go up against this would
Oh,
be a
boy.
monumental effort. He's facing Billy, who looks like every bit of a skill level 9.
Oh boy.
And although it says Billy needs
Wow.
75 points to win, because Big Time Billiards has the lead that they do, he gets to 32 points. Again, that's Billy. If he gets to 32 points, this match will be over. So he won't actually have secured the individual match, but he will have clinched the victory for his team based
Cool.
on what
Right.
they need for
Okay.
team points. So, and he is moving right along, folks.
Boy, he shoots strong.
Yeah.
Don't he?
Already at 10 points in that first
wow.
rack. So
He made it look easy.
Well, he got ball in hand with 3 balls.
Yeah.
Right,
4
and-
balls left on the table. But to James, when he hit that ball, he hit it so soft that even
Yeah.
if he did hit it,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have had enough speed to make it
Yeah.
to a pocket or or go anywhere.
yeah.
So that's something that the weaker players need to think about, and the lower skill level players have to think about. Okay, if I do hit this, what's the best and worst that can happen?
All right.
Got a smile on his face.
They're
You see
all
that?
smiling.
I
Did you
think-
see that?
I think they've all kind of.
Man.
I don't want to say they've resigned to their fate, but with the lead that they have, and just watching Billy now at the table, it would take something very magical to fend off
Hmm.
elimination, I think, for the team from Port Charlotte. But sometimes magic happens.
That was that break kind of tied up there. Look at those balls. They didn't break very well. So he's must have caught the energy on the side or something.
What?
So as James tries to catch up, Tom, tell us a little bit about what you're doing here at the event. I know you're doing
Well-
some trick shot stuff, but you're doing some contests and stuff
I'm
too,
in
right?
3 or 4 venues. I'm doing the National Lag Challenge. We've done it for 7 years now. That's always a hit with the
Right.
players because everybody lags for the break.
Right, and that's down in the foyer area this
Yeah.
year near
Yeah.
with some of the vendors and stuff down there.
We're down there, and we're looking for the biggest lagger.
Cool.
So write that down.
Biggest lagger, got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Got
Biggest
it.
lagger.
And we got a lot of players.
Nice.
Lot of players, always record numbers for that. And then we're doing, our regular shows. Well, they're not so much regular, they're just shows. They always turn into something different
Right.
every time. A lot of fun, sharing the joy with people. And then we're doing a little commentary right
Yeah.
now, so that's
Yeah.
kind of cool. I love doing
And Miss
commentary.
Q's here, right?
Oh,
Your
Miss-
wife
yeah.
Marty's out
Always,
here with
right.
you.
Are you kidding me? She's always here. Without her, I probably wouldn't be around.
Right.
That's Miss Q.
You'd probably be in some other city
Yeah,
if it wasn't
yeah.
for
And
her,
make sure
right?
you spell that right, because some people might hear this and think it's M-I-S-C-U-E. That's Ms. Q, M-S-C-U-E. So yeah, she's here and instrumental behind the scenes, keeping me at the right place at the right time. So that's kind of it. And then we did in the championship arena here. Every once in a while we'll do a little show there, so we
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
This is great.
Tom's been working with the APA for
Well,
16, 17
well,
years, better
actually-
part of 2
well,
decades,
well,
I
actually,
guess,
I
right?
played in '79 when it started.
Wow.
I was a player for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep, I was a player. I was a skill level 2 3/4.
Yeah, right.
Rounded up to 7.
Yeah, that's
So
that
yeah.
sounds more
Yeah,
like it.
No, I enjoyed it. I've been with it since the beginning. I
Wow.
just love it.
Back in the Bush Pool League days, huh?
Well, back when they were at the Stofers in St. Louis.
Wow.
Yep.
Now so you've seen the event change a lot.
I've seen everything change. It's
I'm guessing it's a little bit bigger today than it was
Well,
back in the what was that? 81 would have been the
79.
first? 70. Well, we started in 79. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
when the first actual championship was.
Well,
So did they have one
we
in
in
79?
'79 we went to St. Louis with a team out of Decatur, Illinois.
I think what was the payout then like 12,000.
Oh,
Today it's like 1.2 million.
know.
So we've added
Yeah.
a few zeros at
Oh
least,
man,
right?
you guys have grown and grown, and you know what? The player
Let's look at his
base,
ball speed here. Oh.
awesome. The player base is just phenomenal. And you know what I like? I don't know what the numbers are as far as new players every year, but that's what's just so remarkable. A bunch
Right.
of new players. I mean, it's just an opportunity for anybody in the country to make it to Vegas for a $1 million tournament, you know, and now what is it, 2 million or something? So it's great.
Yeah, between the two events, yeah, 2 million
It's,
a year.
it's fantastic.
And
so
this is Billy
Yeah.
Sharp that is just making
look at this. Look at
Yeah,
this.
quick work here.
Yeah,
right?
he plays very
Well, now-
fast, but I think
yeah, look
that's why he's been on the wrong
I'm
side of the
thinking
ball.
you guys
every-
maybe should play a challenge. One of you
Yeah.
two needs to play Billy with
No,
the
he-
challenge match.
Well,
I
he's
mean,
got a
he's
little bank.
strong,
Watch
isn't
this
he?
bank here. Let's see what happens on the bank.
No, he's going to cut this ball in. Oh, that was bank.
Yeah. Well, you know,
But the thing is that
he played it safe.
it was
Look at, he
laid
played
out
it, He
well.
played it safe. Look at this.
It was laid out well for him to run that table, but
Yeah.
he didn't give himself the chance to like get up and even make a firm decision.
Yeah.
He's kind of just freewheeling out there, which is unusual for a skill level 9. I would have thought that he would have, given each
Oh, look at
individual
it.
shot
There you
its
go.
own
Shot there
respect,
by
but I think
James.
he's just,
James not ready to concede this match
Oh, no.
yet.
oh, look at that.
Leaves himself nice
How do you
straight
like it?
nine.
How do you like that little leave?
Yeah.
Hello.
Nice job there
All
by
right, good
James
job,
to pick up
good
a few
job.
points.
Rack 'em up.
Cutting to the lead a little bit, yep. He's going to make Billy rack. I'm guessing Billy's not used to racking a whole lot, but he's going to rack here.
Yep. Yeah, he's had his fair share of it, but
Looks like Billy's actually he's the general manager at Big Time, which is the
oh,
pool
wow.
room that this team plays out of back in Spring, Texas. So
Cool.
he sounds like he's got some practice time when maybe he's not running the place.
Oh yeah.
So here's a question: why didn't Bruce or Trey play? Bruce is a skill level 8 and Trey's a skill level 8. Neither one of them have played.
Yeah, we'd have to talk to the captain after the match to figure that out, but it's definitely interesting. You can see here, it looks like Bruce overall hasn't played a whole lot in the tournament. Looks like only 2 matches played for him, but
Maybe he just wanted them to get to really enjoy the experience, and that he's really not expecting. them.
right.
I don't know what
Well,
it
and
is.
Bruce is,
but to
Bruce
put up a
and
2, and a 5 when you've got 2 8s on your team.
yeah.
Interesting.
A lot of
Yeah.
strategy that goes into, the matching up of teams and that kind of thing.
You know, I just saw something I'd never seen. Did you see how he racked those?
Did you do that
turned-
upside down?
He turned the rack backwards.
Huh.
He put the back ball in the apex and faced it backwards and racked it.
Interesting.
I've never seen that
so
before.
for a game played for hundreds
I'm
of
sorry,
years,
say-
he's now
say
done
that
something.
what
He turned the rack backwards, Jeanette.
You mean upside down.
No. He actually put the apex back here and the back on this side, and he put his fingers against the
yeah,
front
the
side.
long part at the front side.
I've never seen anybody ever do that. Why did he do that?
Something new to
It,
the
it
game,
was like
right?
a new trick. You can do it that
Yeah,
way,
I
but
guess.
you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, so instead of afterwards popping it up and lifting it, he's pushing it down.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
that
doing
was
that way.
strange the way it. Yeah, they got these new techniques too, even in racking, I guess. Well, let's see. Oh, look at this. Boom. He just
Okay.
maybe get on a roll here. He might pick up some ground.
Yeah, and again, if you're just tuning in and you're seeing Billy's skill level 9
Nice.
only needing
Don't
32
scratch.
points, that's
There
a
you-
result of the team match points. So whereas Billy normally would need to get to 75 points to secure the match, based on where his team is at in match points, he only needs to get to 32. So it makes it particularly challenging for James, although he,
Oh,
again,
look at here.
not conceding by any means.
He's on a little run. He's got
Yeah.
a good shot here.
Yeah.
That 6 is about the only problem he's got here.
But it's still makeable, even if
Yeah.
he draws just a little bit.
Yep.
It's still clear, I'm pretty sure. Unless you go that way.
Whoops. That's
I thought he was going to try
yeah.
to draw straight back up. Yeah, now he's got trouble. You know what? It's not going to go that way, but you could actually go one rail, hit it thin, and have that cue ball slam into that 9 ball a million miles an hour.
Look at this.
Oh,
Look,
what
that
am I? What do I know?
Do you need a different angle, Jeanette?
Yeah,
What's that?
apparently.
Move your chair just a
Well, it
little
is.
bit.
It is. Again, we mentioned this kind of a few times
Apparently,
yesterday.
I don't
but
know what the
we
heck
are-
I'm talking about.
we do sit a little
How do you
offset of the
make that?
table. Yeah.
I couldn't see it either. I thought
It really didn't seem like he
Yeah.
could see enough of that ball, but
that was a great shot. You know, oh, don't scratch. There you
Nope.
go. But look at this. He's not giving up.
Not at
No.
all.
He is going. Look at this. He's got the
he's
fire
getting
in
a
him.
run going.
Yeah, man. It's great.
Again, this is James Zilke
Yes.
of the Port Charlotte team, Bruce Monnier. They play out of Veterans Billiards down there in Port Charlotte.
Wow.
You know what?
That was some
You don't
shot
get to,
right
you don't get to
there.
this point without being able to do that kind of stuff too.
Right.
So listen,
He's a
that's
5. He can play.
yeah. I mean, that's not totally unexpected. This is
Yeah.
great. Heat of battle now. Everything's on the line. Why not? Look at this. How you like it?
Watch out with the cue
Uh-oh,
ball.
Uh-oh.
Wasn't that a great run out?
Yeah.
That was a
was.
great
And
run
you
out.
see him high
Look,
fiving
he's
him.
so happy.
Him and his team captain with the high five again.
Oh, I
He's
lo-
smiling.
I love that.
So-
Yeah, yeah. He's steadier. James is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's a 4.
Four.
Yeah.
But James is a steadier
Here's-
player than Billy.
Here's
which
what Tom's talking about with the rack. Look at this.
Yeah, see?
Look at this.
He's got it backwards.
See how he's doing
Jeanette,
that?
he's putting it on backwards.
Interesting.
I've never seen that in my life.
No, I've never seen that either.
And the opponent's looking at it, so
Yeah.
it's not.
What is that?
That's interesting.
I'm going to try that. That might be
Yeah.
a new trick I've never seen
There you
before.
go. Apparently
Alright.
something he's very comfortable with and has done
Well, I'm
numerous
trying
times
to
because you
think.
look at it, I mean, it looks pretty solid. Wow.
I've never seen.
2 balls on the break there.
Yeah.
It's the 4 and the
Open table.
5.
Yeah.
4 and the 5, and looks like some room to work here.
It's a little tricky here from where the 2 ball is.
You know, by the way, that rack, if you do turn the rack around, you can maneuver that apex ball that's on the spot. It's easier to maneuver. If you put the rack normally, you can't really maneuver because the apex is in the way. With the back end open, you can put your fingers in there and put that on the spot just right. That's what he's doing. It's an awesome technique.
James has now taken the lead here in this match,
Yeah.
17 to 16.
Wow, look at this.
Well, listen, if he hits it too thin, he's got a backboard with that 9 ball. Or you could just do that.
Why don't we just bank it? Look at this.
Go off the point. Perfect position. What was I thinking? I need lessons. Come on, James. Give me some lessons. I need some lessons.
Boy, he's giving us a lesson right now. Look at this.
He is. But he's steadier than Billy, and Billy's a better player.
Yeah, yeah.
More knowledge, but he's a little bit fast for my taste.
Maybe just a little overconfident, or just kind of knowing where.
Yeah, and that's just it. Sometimes it's overconfidence, where you're not giving the game or the opponent enough respect, pacing
Right.
yourself. Sometimes it's nerves, because even 9s. I mean, people ask me, how do you keep from getting nervous? I get nervous.
Right.
Oh
no.
that was brutal.
Ouch.
So he pockets
Crushing.
the 9,
Ouch.
but he scratches.
Oh, he hit that great. That's so sad.
And what you'll see here, and you don't the 9 ball is never ruled as a dead ball, so
Right.
they will spot the 9 ball here,
Yeah.
and we'll see what James can do with this. Guessing he's not going to have
Yeah.
much problem
4
here.
ball run out, no problem.
He's got a sweet stroke, though. I like it nice and smooth.
I kind of like it. I mean, he doesn't take much time, does he? He just
No.
He kind of.
he knows what he wants to do.
Yeah,
he gets
it
down,
kinda
he
funk-
shoots.
This is no gimme here. He didn't quite get where he wanted to be. So this is.
No.
Boy, he goes quick.
Oh, look at this stroke. Do you see that cue ball? He had
He
some
just-
extra energy on that.
He's freewheeler, isn't he?
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's a
He's a
free-wheeler.
Let it fly.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what he needs to do, because Vivian, I mean, she tries to slow down, and she can't
Vivian
do very well when she
Villarreal,
slows
yeah.
down. She needs to be
Beautiful.
able to
2 points
be a
there.
fast shooter. So maybe that's just his normal game.
Yeah.
Right.
Where are we at, Jay? Where are we at? What do we got?
Looks like Billy has gone back on top 21-19, now needing only 11 points to clinch the victory for his team. Not necessarily win the individual match here, but to clinch the victory for the team overall. So and we see James here with a more standard way of racking that most people are used
And
to.
what does James need?
James needing, looks like 12 points to extend this
To extend
To
it.
to another match.
Okay,
yeah.
I got
so
you.
if James can somehow get to 31 before Billy gets to 32, we'll go to a fifth match.
Cool.
But
Yeah, if Billy gets to 32, they've won the
correct.
The whole
They'll have
World
won the
Team
whole
Championship.
shebang. Yeah.
Okay. You mean
Uh,
like everything?
Yeah.
everything.
And
The
how much
title.
would how much would that be?
15,000.
Wow.
15,000. So.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
You don't need to feel bad for the second place
I
team,
was
though. They're
struck
getting
that.
7,000. So, I mean,
That's
you know,
great.
either way, that's kind of always the nice thing,
And
too.
then-
I was-
Right.
And then and of course, we're going to pay them for lessons, so they're going to they're even going to make more on
Yeah,
this
there
deal.
you go.
I love that. Jeanette already said she wants lessons.
I want lessons.
I'll
I
take
want
one too.
lessons.
So, Jason, you need any lessons?
Apparently,
No,
I
I
don't know
don't
what I'm
need any
looking
lessons.
at. He's
Yeah.
asking for a re-rack. Sometimes when you see a little space between the balls, they don't actually
Right.
spread as well. You know, we saw a few racks where the balls were
Give him another
kind of
rack.
staying down at the
Interesting.
end
Bringing
of the
in a
table.
different rack
Well,
too.
might be a little bit of shade to it. He's gonna just check it.
And he's doing it upside down.
The referee. Will
Well,
get,
the
get
upside
the other
down,
rack out
but
of
he's
there.
not doing it backwards. He's just doing it upside down.
So we've had
Billy's the one that's upside down.
we've had a backwards
And
rack. Now we've
backwards.
got an upside down
backwards.
rack.
And backwards.
Yeah, he literally.
I think we're
was
backwards.
Well, he turned it backwards. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So we've had the backwards rack, the upside down rack,
Yep.
and now we'll have the break by Billy Sharp.
Here we go.
Come on, Billy.
Big time misfits.
Boom.
Boom. Oh,
Strong
watch the cue
break.
ball. Watch the cue ball. Ooh.
Hello.
Scratches. Two.
All right, but look, more clusters again.
Yeah.
Got ball in hand on the 1, and look where the 2 is. Oh, the 2's out there. I'm sorry. That was the 4 ball that's sitting by the 9 ball. He's got
So it looks
all
like he
kinds of
pocketed the
problems right
6 on the
here.
break, but he also scratched. So that'll be a dead ball, and James will come to the table. Picks up the 1 ball on the side. Looks like he leaves himself.
I almost feel
Decent
like he was
spot on the
trying
2.
to like bump the 9 ball or something, so he still had a shot on the 2, but
Makes the 2 ball on the opposite side.
no. What do you think here, Tom?
I think he's going to make this, and he's going to play it safe. He doesn't have much.
He's
Makes
going to
the
play a kick
3.
safe.
Kick safe is what it is right here. I don't think he can.
Sometimes
yeah, he's got.
they use like
unless
these
he well,
rulers
no,
to see
Jenna,
if it can
He
go.
may feather it. Can he make? He can't make.
No,
this.
he can't. Don't be silly.
No, but look at this. Watch this.
Oh,
Wasn't that a great?
No, he can.
Well, okay, yeah, he's got it.
No. He can see it. I don't know that he can make it.
Nope, he
He was
couldn't.
playing defense.
Yeah, he's. Oh, look at this.
Unless,
Oh man.
I mean, that was a pretty
This
good
is-
shot
this
right
is,
there.
This is the shot.
The 2-way.
Oh, this is a great shot here.
I don't like this.
You don't? Oh, this is my favorite shot.
This is what I would call like a booger butt.
Are you kidding me, Jeanette?
What?
This is my favorite shot.
No.
Leave me this sometime. I'll show you this. This is.
I told you I need lessons.
I'm telling you what.
Doctor, help me.
Use 2 Qs. Call me in the morning. This is an awesome shot. Watch this. Now pay attention. Now watch this.
Okay.
Watch. You have any questions?
That's
any
a Dr.
Alright,
Q
listen.
shot.
Do you have any questions, Jeanette?
I didn't realize he'd already been to your
Jeanette,
school.
Jeanette,
I
just pay attention.
I
okay,
stand
just-
corrected.
I think I saw you do that in your show
It's
earlier,
no
didn't
fu-
you?
I said it was my favorite
I'm
shot.
Wow.
Are you
I'm
kidding
not
me?
even hearing you right now.
Wow.
What do I got to do to convince you?
I didn't realize
Yeah,
that
you
he was
might
going
need
to
to
hit
take
that
him
to
on tour with you
perfection.
to.
You
do
ask me my opinion, I give.
So James is
I give.
back on top here.
Look at this. Little finesse shot there. It's time. Oh, well, this is no.
Well, I thought it was going to bounce up a little
Yeah.
bit, leaving him no shot, but instead it's a fairly easy
He's gonna make some.
combination,
Yeah.
right? So now
Right.
it's just making sure that you don't get on the other side of that 8 ball. Just like that.
That
Very
was
good.
nice.
He got a little bounce there.
Yeah. He came out all right.
Show a little bit of finesse here, nice and easy.
If you're just tuning in, we are
Beautiful.
streaming live the finals of the APA World 9-Ball Championship here in Las Vegas. This match coming close to a conclusion, it appears. You see Billy Sharp from Spring, Texas, part of the Big Time Misfits. Now on the 9-ball. Picks up another 2 points.
Nice
All
run
right.
out.
Extends his lead.
Well, he can finish at this game, can he?
Billy now needing 6 points. James needing 8 points to
Yeah.
extend the match to a 5th. Again,
Yep.
Billy's skill level 9, so technically to win the individual match here, he would need to get to 75.
Yeah.
But with where his team sits in terms of the team points, He only needs to get to 32 to get a point split that would put his team
Right.
over the top. So
By the way, Jason, I got a question for you. Who designed the new logo? It's awesome.
that's Kelly back in our office. Kelly Gilbert, the new
It is
World Pool
awesome.
Is that
Championships logo.
great?
Kelly
That
did,
is beautiful.
Kelly does all of our graphic design work. She's
That's a-
actually back in St. Louis right now, continuing to work on a lot
tr-
of our design work
a
for the
true
fall
world-
session. So
True
Yes,
world
yes.
tournament.
yep.
Kudos to her. That's
Yeah,
great. This
she's,
is great.
She's a really good designer, so she's back home. And
Okay. Hey, what's up here now? He needs 4 points or 6?
what did he get there on the break? Looks like 4, 5, 6, 7. So he got 2 on the break. So he'd need 4 points. Yeah,
Yes,
4
you need
more
the
points.
1 and the 4.
Okay, here we go. Oh, we had to play low save.
That was interesting.
Oh, look at this.
You got a little double kiss there.
Got a break. There we go.
I felt like he was trying to cross over bank it and let the cue ball, and then he ended up hitting it twice, which stunned it.
Nope, they're doing a little. They got a little coaching here
James will
going
call
on.
a timeout.
Yeah, a little
Confer
coach.
with his coach or
Yeah.
his captain, Bruce
Uh-huh.
Monnier. I'm
Aim
sorry,
at
this is actually not Bruce. This is Trey now for the first
Yeah.
time coming out to coach, which is interesting. Not who we've seen throughout the
Uh-huh.
match. I don't know the difference there, but
Well, they've been talking about it.
interesting.
Uh-oh, watch
Look at
this.
this. Look at this. Oh,
There you go.
wow. What a shot.
And you can hear
Life.
the,
Is
Look at him.
that-
the
He's
approval
smiling.
from the crowd.
Hello.
Now, hold on. Hit it low. Make sure you have some kind of shot after this.
Yes, what a shot. Beautiful.
Okay, yeah.
That was great.
Stretching. Nice to be tall here.
Yeah,
See,
take,
I'm glad he got back up
take
because he
it, yeah.
started to aim high, then low,
take
then
your
high.
time.
So he stood back up on that.
Yeah, that's it. Make sure you're right.
He's trying to figure out whether or not he wants to draw or follow this
Yeah.
ball.
He's going to draw it over to this side of the table.
I think he
Oh,
should have
careful,
because it's a
careful.
light ball.
Yeah, there, he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
James now needs only 5 points theoretically here, guys. He could
Yeah, right now, right?
run out the
Run out and get 'em.
table.
Oh, look,
Now
wouldn't that
3
be,
balls away.
How do you like it? Wouldn't
Well,
that
I'll tell you what. If that 8 ball doesn't pass there and then he's too straight, he might not like where he ends up on this 8 ball.
he's following it.
Oh, okay. Then take it easy. Too much.
Oh, now he's got a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, and that's adrenaline.
Okay.
That's where you've got to
Yeah.
stand up and
So-
take another breath and look at something.
So, Jason, what would you do if you were playing for the World Championship right now here?
I'd call for a timeout
Okay, great.
for sure. I might call for a phone a friend too. Do they
Oh,
still
yeah.
have the
Oh,
phone
no,
a friend?
oh, no. Oh,
He
look at it.
tried.
He's going to get maybe a save. Watch this.
No. What
Watch
did
it.
what?
Watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Oh, he's got a tough. That's not easy. That-
He's a 9.
yeah, but watch the cue ball. Watch the cue ball. It's hard to control the cue ball at this angle. It may scratch in that corner.
Let's see what Billy can do
Watch
here.
this.
Can you just live with me, Dr. Q?
Just watch it. Watch it. Watch it go to the corner. Hello. Watch this. Okay, so I was wrong.
Cuts
One
it into the
time.
corner.
Okay.
One time.
And
How's that
leaves
for
himself-
position?
I missed the call. Excuse me.
He looks unhappy, but actually, still again,
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
look any tougher than the last one did,
Yeah, he's got.
right?
Yep. There you go.
There you go.
Billy
Boy,
is now 1
look,
point
1 point.
away. He's
1 point.
when you see him looking up, he's looking at his point total to see where he's at.
Is it
knowing
Billy's
now
break?
that he needs only 1 point.
Billy's break.
So
See
if he-
Billy's break.
so
So
if he
any
makes
ball on the
one ball for
break,
the miss.
this will be over.
Uh-oh. Shaking hands.
Shaking hands. There you go.
A
Hell.
lot of really nice sportsmanship here in this 9-ball
Yeah.
final that I've seen.
I like these teams.
Lots
I
of
like
high
all of 'em.
fives and handshakes and good vibes overall. So
Mhm.
And kind of a
Billy's
good way to
settled down
wrap
a
up
little
this
bit.
event.
He's settled down a little bit. He doesn't seem to be going quite as
Sure.
fast as he did the first few racks,
Well,
right?
let's not forget. I mean, if he goes dry on this break, James
He could lose
only
the
needs
match.
3
Is this a
points. So
racking coach here?
this is the team captain, and we've seen this now a few times as he's come out to look at the rack. And
Oh.
again, an important rack here because
Yeah.
Billy sinks 1 ball, this match is over.
Well, it's pretty hard to keep him from making it.
He's got a solid break, doesn't he?
Oh, the odds are in Billy's favor.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
He's a little
picking-
space. so
He's
gonna
going to
ask
make
him
sure
to-
it's snug, and
Hey, this is a real world title, so
that's right.
nothing wrong with him trying to make sure that he
This is
can
it.
take full advantage of his break.
Yep, he's ready. One ball he needs. Which one's he going to make?
I'm going with the 5 in the corner.
Okay.
Let's get it to Hill.
Oh, almost in that corner.
Look at this.
Yep, almost.
Oh, he made
Oh
it
my
9.
God.
What a way to finish. Hello.
Billy Sharp
Look at
finishes it
that.
with the 9 ball, folks.
Exciting to the end.
Okay, I'm out of here, I think, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 9-ball world champions from Spring, Texas, Big Time Misfits. Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few minutes here, we're going to be giving both of these outstanding teams their trophies and their plaques and their prize money. We invite you to stick around and help us congratulate them. Again, we'll be doing that here in just a couple of minutes. Thank you. All right, folks, you saw
Thank
it
you,
here.
guys.
That is the culmination of our
What are the
9-ball championship. Dr. Q, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping
Pleasure.
by.
Thanks, Jeanette.
Come
Thank
see us
you
again
so
later this
much.
week. I know you'll be
Always.
here all week. So,
By the way, what a way to finish. 9 on the break. How do you
Outstanding.
like
I
know,
the break.
I
Perfect.
know.
What a perfect finish.
folks, thank
Thanks.
you for joining us. We're going to go hand out some trophies, some plaques, and a whole lot of prize money. We will be back tomorrow, 6 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time, with the finals of the Jack and Jill Doubles event.
That's right.
So, should be another great one. We'll see you guys in just a little while.
See ya.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.